いやつが主人公に吐き捨てていた。逃げ回って生きてりゃいいけどな、この世からは逃げられない。 Everyday on alone 終わりはない、そんなもん Oh my god 笑えない。泣きわめいて嘆いたってまた腹は減るし眠くもなる。月駆け満ちていくけど全身全霊上でさ、こう時が奪い去るメモリーズ、二度と戻れない。ゆりかごから赤パンまで Through the life、 君が震えて眠るなら凍りついた世界を焼き尽くす炎になる。孤独や不安も一切喝采ここらでソロ、誰も奪えないメロディー、途切れないように積み重ねる最高のファンタジー。夢と現実の間に引いたラインを越えた巡り合い、偶然じゃない掴み取るメモリー、二度と離さない。この場所から未来線まで Be with you、 君にないもの僕が、僕にないもの君がくれるから輝けるのさ。 everything, give you replication. I put the term misery. You made a mess, progressive, this writing word. Should I lie? Who is my vision? Right on the fire, right on the power. Wait for I have it
What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? What is up, Ty? Happy birthday to you, my dude. So, how is everyone doing today? We got Ty in chat, we have Hash, we have Mr. Metal, who is currently on Lurk right now. Mel is currently on Lurk at work as well, too. JMB Studio, if you are in chat, thank you so much for the... Jesus Christ, 34 months. Dude, you've been giving me your money for 34 months straight. How does that make you feel, sir? How does that make you feel? Well, welcome in, everybody. Wow. So first of all, I'd like to start off with saying, if I have genuinely worried any of you guys during Monday for that announcement, which was the front in order to surprise Miss Mel Strife up in the chat, sorry. I am super duper sorry about that. For all those that actually did reach out to me saying, hey, is everything okay? And, you know, for me not, like, saying anything back to them, thank you so much. And I'm super duper sorry that I worried you guys. Like, it was all just a front because I know deep down in my soul that if I were to say, hey guys, if I were to suddenly drop saying, hey guys, I'm going to be gone for a week, I know Mel Strife would be smart enough to put 2 and 2 together. So that's why I did what I had to do. As like dark and as scary as it made it sound. But man, I ain't not gonna lie, my time in Connecticut was a lot of fun. It was definitely something I needed. Because Toronto life is just super duper fast paced and it's like constant hustle. You got to be at one place for like 5 minutes, then the next place in the next minute. That's how it is like here. When I went over to Connecticut, I'm not gonna lie, guys, it was super duper chill. Very, very small town vibes, I will say that. So if you guys love a small town, for any Americans in the chat that love a small town, feel free to hit up Connecticut. Their food is wonderful. I love the amount of food options that I got. Kicks you to the curb when you randomly show up instead of... Here's the thing, Nerpy. Here's the thing. That's what I was low-key afraid of. It's called X now, sadly. But how you doing, Nerpy? That was low-key what I was afraid of, Nerpy. I'm just like, so that's why I asked Becca. I was like, if this is that universe, can I stay here for the week? She's like, yeah, it's completely fine. I was like, you sure? She's like, yeah, no worries. I was like, all right, cool, right? Thank you. Right, Mike? How you doing? How you doing, Reaper? Thank you so much for the swim. No, I was just telling the folks earlier, Mike. Like, if you love small town, the flight back was actually really chill. Honestly speaking, like there was only one delay. Yeah, it was only delayed by like an hour, and that was fine. I was like, okay, because I'm like, I think they were taking into account at the fact that like, apparently when I was supposed to get back, Mike, there was supposed to be a huge thunderstorm, but it didn't happen. So I was like, okay, good. Oh, it's good, dude. Like, Reaper, I think you probably know, but I did visit Connecticut for a week, mainly just to see Miss Mel Strife, as well as go to Connecticut, which is it's a con for, you know, a bunch of nerd shit, right? Cause not everyone, well, yeah, obviously not. That's why I was just like, I got home Monday, Reaper. I did get home Monday. So I need to get to the beginning of this story. Chroma, sir. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, Chroma. Let me just give you a quick mods. Can we give a quick shout out to Chroma Panthera, another fellow Canadian streamer? Chroma, how you doing today? Today I'm only giving out hypes because, well, currently right now my voice is not completely 100% just yet, because I had so much fun at that goddamn con, because there was live wrestling events. Okay. But what up, Chroma? How you doing? You know what, Chroma and the Raiders in Chroma's chat. How was your Just Chatting stream? I am also currently holding a Just Chatting stream. But Chroma, currently right now my voice is on a bit of a break for like any of the voice heavy stuff. So for Chroma and his squad, thank you so much for rating the Blowfishman TV channel. Welcome in everybody from Chroma's chat. My name is Blowfishman TV with your raid and small but powerful rate of 4. This one is for all of you guys. Chroma, what did you end up talking about over your stream? I need everybody's energy in chat. Let's go. Thank you very much, Chroma, for the raid of 4. Welcome in everybody from Chroma Panthera's raid. My name is Blowfishman TV. You may call me Ollie. You may call me Blowfish. You may call me BFM. You may call me BF or the best BF ever for any singles out there. And of course, we are here 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays, we usually play some Yakuza 4, since those are variety days. But today is very special. It's more of kind of like a cool down chill stream because I do genuinely want to catch up with everybody. I was away for a week in Connecticut to not only visit one of my, my best friend, Miss Mel Strife, as well as get to know her and a bunch of her family and friends. But I also ended up going to a con over there too, which was a hell of a lot of fun. Fridays is currently rebranded to Final Fantasy Fridays, currently playing some Final Fantasy 16. And of course, Mondays is our voice acting day, since I am a professional voice actor. As you can tell, my voice is not currently 100%, which is why a lot of the voice acting shit is currently off. But we are currently playing Danganronpa V3. I love a lot of like visual novel or dating sim games because there's not a lot of voice audio in them, which I used to practice. So welcome in everybody. It's my BF. No ifs and or buts, sir. No, I am a lot of people's BS. By that I mean Blowfish. But Chroma, let's see what you said. Kalofi, nice to see you, by the way. Stream was nice. So I was talking about interesting games about how Minecraft modding nowadays is not hot. You drew an emote. What kind of emote is that? And what kind of emote did you draw? And what is I don't play a lot of Minecraft, so if you want to get into that, feel free. Let me know what you mean by it's not hot. Also, mods, if you see anybody in chat, feel free to shout them out like while I talk, because it's just going to be mainly a just chatting stream today. But before I get into it, though, again, apologies for everybody who I actually did genuinely scare on Monday. And thank you so much to the people who actually reached out to check out if I was okay. I was. I just had to keep it very, very mum for the most part, so that way, you know, it'll make things sound a bit more serious. It will make things sound a bit more serious. But the moment I dropped the announcement that I was in Connecticut, you know, I knew it would be okay. Thank you, Nerpy, for getting past all of that. But not only that, as I talk about my adventures in Connecticut with Miss Mel Strife, catch me up on your weeks, everybody. Let me know what you ended up doing. Did anything new happen? Did anything cool happen? Did anything hilarious happen? You let me know as I talk about all the adventures that have occurred in the city of CT. For how it all started, for all those that weren't there last Thursday when I was over at Mel's stream, her and I were like doing a sort of. So I brought her a bunch of Canadian snacks, and I had Buffalo Wild Wings for this time. Fucking delicious, by the way. So she was trying Canadian snacks. I was trying B-dubs, as they'd like to call it over there. Both are fantastic picks. Thank you, Nerpy. But let's start over from Monday. We'll start over from the beginning of this fucking week. So Monday, what ended up happening was that I ended up dropping a very, very, very serious sounding announcement saying like, hey, streams are going to be put off for a long while because, well, there's something I need to take care of that, you know, I've been ignoring for a long, long time, and it's completely on me because of my ignorance. So I'm not in any, like, I also put in chat, like, I don't want you guys to worry too hard. I'm not in any real danger and all that kind of nonsense, right? And I dropped it, and I was like, I'll see you when I see you next. But for now, streams are going to be put off indefinitely until then, right? So the only people that knew what was really going on was Pizza, Mirage, Mike Hero, Alex Misono, Demon Dono, and Miss Snow Tigger. That's fair, right? Damn straight on you, right? So I reached a few milestones today. I'm officially, let's go. Nice. That's awesome, Mike. House with my broken heart. Hey, trust me, I still have all a bunch of shit. Hey, Fishy, how you doing? SMH, what do you mean SMH, Josh? God. But yeah, like, other than that, like, so, it was funny. The moment I dropped it, I messaged, like, all the people I knew, other than Dean, because I think Dean was busy. I messaged Mirage, Alex, you know, Mike. I was just like, all right, the announcement just dropped, right? So the only one who had a little bit of a worry was Pizza. And he's just like, yo, Blowfish, are you sure that, like, this is gonna work? Like, you know, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you, Fishy, for asking. I'm currently going from the beginning of the week to, like, now, right? So I was like, he's like, are you sure this is gonna work? I don't know. Mel seems a little too smart for this. And I'm just like, give it a minute, Pizza. Give it a minute, Pizza. You know what I mean? She'll message me. Literally 5 seconds later, are you okay, from Mel in capital letters? And I was just like, there it is, right? And Peter's like, she took the bait. Oh shit. Oh god. So, hi Pavis, welcome in. Yes, hello Pavis. I am back officially. I'll tell you what this is. I got these two things at the con. Thank you for shouting out, Alex. Congratulations to you, by the way. By the way, everybody in chat, before I get into the next part of the story, please greet Mr. Taiju Tidge. A happy birthday. Today is his birthday. Ty, happy birthday to you, man. Happy birthday to you, man. Like, very biggest happy birthdays to Mr. Taiju Tidge, aka my Brokeback Ricefields brother. I didn't know he does turn 30. Negatron, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in, of course. Pavis, how was your week? Feel free to tell me about your week as I was gone. So basically, here's what ended up happening. I dropped the announcement. You know, I tell Mel, I was like, hey, like, listen, if it makes you feel any better, I know you're super duper worried. By the end of each day, I will give you updates of what's going on and whatnot. You know, like, I made it sound super duper serious. And so basically, after that, I headed to the airport. My flight was at 8 p.m. EST or 5 p.m. for any PST folks in the chat. Of course, chat, of course. But, like, I was basically waiting there. And at one point, it actually started really raining super duper hard at around, like, closer to the 8 p.m. mark. They did warn me ahead of time. The airport said, like, hey, your flight might be delayed by, like, an hour or so because potentially, like, severe weather conditions in the evening. I'm like, okay, you know what, fair. So it didn't surprise me to the point when they were like, flight to Hartford, Connecticut is postponed until 9 p.m. due to current weather conditions. Everybody hang tight until they all fall over. Thank you. Right? So I was like, okay, fair point. I saw this coming. Whatever. Right? So the whole time I was actually messaging Mel's sister. For all those that don't know her, who she is, if you have seen her over at Mel's chat, she goes by Ice Rose, I believe, or Becca. So I was messaging Becca. I was like, hey, so I'm actually getting to Connecticut a lot later than I thought. She's like, oh, how much later? I was like, probably at around 10:30. Because the flight was about like an hour and a half, right? So it's like probably around 10:30 p.m. Because of the fact that it's raining super duper hard here, and that'll like result in the delay. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, no worries, right? Update me the moment that you're about to board. I was like, yeah, sure, right? So I do let Mirage and Mike and Alex. I was like, yep, it's not happening till probably 10:30. Like I'm not getting there till 10:30 roughly. They're like, okay, because of the delay, right? And it's like, to be fair, they did warn me about it in the morning on Monday morning, and they're like, okay, right? So I see, like, it's pouring super duper hard. There's actually thunder. I was just like, okay, you know what? This is fair at the fact that, it's delayed. Like, it's about everyone's safety at the end of the day. I get it. Right? So as that was all going down, around the 8:30 mark, it starts to slow down really hard. Like, there's barely any rain. So I was like, it's getting a little hopeful. I was like, okay, cool, right? At around the 8:45 mark, 9 p.m. is when we're supposed to be leaving, right? 8:15, 8:40 is when we're supposed to board. The rain stops. I don't hear any thunder. All of a sudden, we get an announcement saying this. Flight to Hartford, Connecticut has been delayed until 11:10 p.m. We apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for your patience as we rectify the situation. And I'm like, everyone that was waiting with me was like, what the fuck? Like, people were like so mad. And I'm like, I was mad too. I was just like so ready to board, and then all of a sudden they're like, yo, you ain't getting on till like 11:10. I was so fucking mad. So immediately I messaged like Alex, Mirage, Mike, and Snow, saying like, yo, this is some fucking bullshit. And they're like, yo, what happened? And I was like, yo, it's a bigger delay than I thought. I'm not getting on till 11:10. So they're like, yo, what the fuck? I was actually so fucking mad, right? So then I let Becca know. I was like, yo, this is some bullshit, Becca. So listen, I'm not getting on this fucking plane until 11:10 p.m. So, and then she's all like, oh, fuck. Okay, you know what? How about we call over Discord and discuss a new plan? So, before we get into, like, the whole new plan, the original plan to actually surprise Mel was I get there for, like, 9:30. Becca drives me to her place. I get there for 10 p.m. She hides me in the back of her car, puts a blanket over me. Puts a blanket over me because you can see through, like, the back of her car, right? And I'm like, the original surprise like that gets all set up, and she calls Mel saying, hey, I'm outside of your house right now, and I have your birthday present, and I couldn't wait to give it to you. I got it internationally shipped. I lost it at that. I was like, oh my god, that's actually really good, right? So originally that was supposed to happen. Mel was supposed to pop open the trunk, take off the blanket, and, me recording her reactions and whatnot, like, right outside of her house, right? Oh, that would have been so funny, right? But I'm kind of glad, Nerpy, that we went with the plan that we had to show everybody, because I feel like if we went with that, it would still be good, the surprise, the reaction, but I don't think you would see as much because it would be in the night, right? And I feel like it would be way too obvious if I turned on, like, a fucking light as I recorded it, because then Mel would be like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? But yeah. So right before Becca ends up calling me, my head immediately thinks of the plan of, the lunch plan, right? So I pick up from Becca on Discord, and I'm just like, hey, Becca. And she's like, hey, are you okay? I was like, yeah, it's just, I'm a little bit miffed because, the flight's not happening until, like, 11:10, right? And then, I immediately say, but I think I thought up of a plan if you want to hear it out. She's like, okay, what is it? And I'm like, we surprised Mel during her lunch break. And she's like, oh my god, dude, I literally thought up of that plan too. So we're like, okay, we're on the same page already. This is good. This is really, really good. Yeah, you and I are on the same page, right? Yeah, that's true. It's like odd it being dark. But like, when I'm talking about the video, Nerpy, I'm like, you wouldn't really see as much, in my opinion. I was like, you wouldn't really see as much, I would say, rather than in broad daylight, right? So like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Okay, right? And at that point, because I remember Mel saying, like, you remind me, like, so much of, like, so much of Becca. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Becca and I were like, yo, same brain right here, right? And, you know, her boyfriend is all like, oh, by the way, nice to meet you, Blowfish. Yeah, I know about the plan, too, and I work with Mel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, nice to meet you. Like, this is all over, like, the Discord call, right? So, I actually have another idea if you guys are down for that instead of the lunch idea. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like, shoot, what is it? It's like, so they like to call Mel by her full name to, like, piss her off. So they say Melissa every time, and I'm not used to hearing that, right? So I'm like, they're like, all right, so, like, Melissa, her shift usually starts at, like, 7 or 8 a.m., right? And I'm like, right? And she's like, so what I was actually thinking was, like, we put you in the back, you know, and then we surprise her then as, you know, they're filling shit up, right? Because one of our coworkers is actually in on it. They know about this, right? And I'm like, oh, shit, right? Then I thought, I was like, actually, no, I don't like that plan. He's like, okay, why? And I'm like, forgot I was going, wow, James, I'm completely getting, how you doing, James? But, like, and he's just like, and I'm like, actually, no, I don't think I like that I like that plan. He's like, okay, why? He's like, because listen, Mel has very much warned me and made this very clear that in the mornings, you do not talk to her until she has at least 1.5 cups of coffee, or has at least of her coffee, right? This is supposed to happen. It's like, and I told him, I was just like, and I told him, like, because I feel like if I do that, she will actually swing at me, all right? And then, like, I just overhear him talking to Beck. He's like, do you think that Melissa's a swinger? She's like, yeah, she's a little bit of one. You know, Ollie's right. We'll stick with the lunch plan. Okay, so what time are you getting here, Ollie? He's like, well, 11:10's the flight, so probably around 12:30 a.m., right? And they're like, oh, fuck, yeah, Mel's definitely going to be, like, sleeping at that time. I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to roll up to her house while she's, like, fucking half awake. You know what I mean? And, you know, like, I feel like she'd probably just get annoyed by that at that point if we do it at this hour. And Beck was just like, no, I don't think she would be annoyed. I was like, okay, what do you mean? It's like, so what if we continue with the actual plan, except instead, I will call Melissa saying, hey, I'm really drunk right now. Can you pick me up? And I'm just like, Becca, I don't know. I feel like Mel really wouldn't appreciate that at 12:30 a.m. to 1 o'clock in the night, you know? And then she's all like, you know what? You're right. I don't want her being a disappointed mom in me. And I just died at that. I was just like, no, I don't think I would appreciate that either, I'll be honest, if I was in Mel's shoes too, right? So, you're like, I'd still do it, but I'd be a little annoyed, you know? Because I'm like, yo, I was fucking sleeping, right? So, right? Well, here's the thing. Becca only has a key to one of her locks. That would have been so funny if I somehow snuck into their house and just set up and just slept and see Mel be like, what the fuck? Imagine! Oh, that would have been so funny if she's like, she only had the key to, like, yeah, I think she would have killed me at that point, like, actually speaking. So I was just like, okay, so the lunch plan is happening. And she's like, okay, so we have a plan. Our coworker's in on it, so she is helping us out with this. So they're saying, so how the lunch plan will work is that we're going to put you in the back of the van, and then you're going to surprise her from there. So how I understood it was that, you know, they drive to the place that Mel was working at. They put me in the back of the van, and like right at lunch break, they'd be like, hey, go check the back for something, and then I would surprise her. So that's how I understood the plan. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm very cool with this plan, right? Like, this is gonna be great. So then there was the issue. She's like, oh, by the way, like, I know you're originally wanting to stay at Melissa's, but like, did you want to, like, it's like, do you have like any other backup plan? I was like, I was hoping I could stay over at your guys' place if that's the case. And they're like, yeah, no, that's completely fine. I'm like, okay, good. It's just that I think right now we need to go to Walmart and buy you like an air mattress. So I was like, do you guys don't have any like sleeping bags? I'm cool with like, you know, I was like, I'm cool with like sleeping on the floor with a sleeping bag. Like, I am very fine with that. They're like, oh, another thing, Ollie. I was like, what's up? It's like, are you cool with animals? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with animals. Like, yeah, because we have like 3 cats here. So, and I'm like, okay, that's completely fine. I'm like, do they jump on you while you sleep, etc., etc.? That's all like I was asking them. I was like, no, not really. Like, the most they'll do is like jump right beside you as you sleep. I'd be like, oh, okay, so long as they don't jump on me, I don't care, right? And it's like, we also have like 2 pet rats, and I'm like, oh, that's fine, right? Like, so long as they don't get out of the cage, it's cool. It's like, they never leave the cage. I'm like, cool. It's like, all right, cool. So great plan. We'll see you at around 12:30 a.m. And yeah, so at that, yeah, the rats were fucking cute. I love both their rats. Their names were literally Walter and Stuart. Stuart Little and Walter White. And they're both albino rats. They were fucking cute. I don't like plans changing, right? Oh God, no. I'd be like, I asked them, I was like, do they like do any of that? They're like, no, they're actually pretty friendly. I'm like, okay, cool, right? So, I was just there chilling. I was talking with Mike, basically saying this is some bullshit, blah, blah, blah. We thought of a new plan and whatnot, right? So, boarding time ends up happening. I let them know, I was like, okay, I'm boarding the plane right now. I'll see you at 12:30, 12:40 a.m. They're like, cool, right? So, it was kind of funny because the moment that you get on the plane, there's some people, they're like, yeah, the flight's going to be really fast, but you're going to get there in like 55 minutes instead of the hour and a half. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, right? So I was just like, they're really gunning because they feel really bad. The flight was also super duper clear. There wasn't a lot of people on it, so I essentially had 2 seats to myself, which was pretty sick. But to be honest, I was just like, I'm gonna sleep off all this bullshit that just happened. So I end up sleeping like off the whole flight. The moment I wake up, they're like, oh, 5 minutes till we land in Hartford. To be honest, no, Mike. There's barely any turbulence. I was like, no, for going to Hartford, no. For coming back to Toronto, there's like 1. It wasn't even that bad. I was like, we survived. I was like, okay. So I get to Hartford, and I message Mike, Mirage, and Alex saying, hey, I'm here, right? In Hartford, because they're like, yeah, just message us when you get to Hartford so that we know that you're safe, you know? I would say driving if you're afraid of flying. Yeah, I would say driving, because it's like an 8-hour drive from Toronto to Connecticut, according to Mel. So I was like, I mean, driving, I guess, right, would probably be safer. If you're scared of flying, right? That's what I would say. Statistically, it is, yeah. I was like, I would say probably driving is safer at that point. If it's like literally a full-time shift away. Like 8 hours is a full-time shift, right? I missed you too, Fishy. Neither has Mel, by the way, Josh. She has never flown either. So I miss it because like Mirage was just like, okay, like, because Mirage is like, hey, I'm gonna stay up with you until like you get to Hartford because I know it sucks like getting your flight delayed. I know I'm fucking drained, but I'll do that. I was like, oh, thanks, Mirage. So I get to Hartford, you know, everyone's celebrating. Alex like, fucking let's go and whatnot, right? So it was so funny. So I was just like, okay, so I messaged Becca off of the airport Wi-Fi. I miss you too, Mel. Saying, hey, I just got here, so where are you guys parked up? They're like, okay, we're parked up at the Air Canada entrance. I was like, all right, cool, right? So I get there, and I know what Becca's car looks like and whatnot, and the model, because she sent me a photo of it. I was like, all right, cool, right? So at one point, like, I find the car, and Becca and her boyfriend are looking at me with the most confused looks, like, right? And I'm, like, looking at the license plate, and I'm just like, and I wave to them, they're like, that's the guy, right? So they, like, open up the car, open up everything, I put my bags, and they're just like, oh, nice to meet you, and whatnot, and right? So Becca's, like, in the front seat, right? Oh, no! Oh, Mel. So Becca's, like, in the front seat, and she's like, let me get a good look at you. Yeah, you're a tall, swole Filipino boy, just like you mentioned. And I'm just like, well, thank you. Best Uber driver ever. You know what I mean? And she, like, died. She's like, by the way, I'm Becca. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Ollie, right? So, you know, we're slowly getting out of the airport. And she's like, oh, and, like, her and I are, like, catching up and talking, right? And, like, going over the plan again, right? And then she's all like, they're both like, oh, by the way, like, are you hungry? I was like, yeah, like, is there anything open at, like, 1 a.m. here? They're like, yeah, McDonald's, Taco Bell. I was like, all right, let's go to McDonald's, right? I'll order something off the American menu that isn't here. That's, like, that was my plan. I was like, all right, so, basically, like, you know, driving there. And I ended up ordering, I think it was called, like, a quarter pounder double deluxe, something like that. It was the one with, like, with bacon and cheese and like a bunch of other, like, basically the whole works, except it was like a double quarter pounder. We don't have that in Canada. We just have regular double quarter pounders. Oh god. Oh no, Mel. Oh no, right? Make multiple. How you doing, Iberle? What's up? Yeah, right, we do. Well, actually, the burger was bigger, Mike, but in Connecticut, for the size and the drinks, it was actually Canadian sizes. I'm like, oh, this is actually a Canadian medium and fucking, you know, like, for medium fries and medium drink. I was like, oh, this is something I'm used to. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? I was like, and they laughed. They're like, why are you looking at the fries and the drink funny? And I'm like, this is sizes I'm used to. And they like laughed. They're like, right, you're in America, right? So, oh my god, Josh, don't encourage her, please. But anyway, smelling them, she'd say, oh my god, Alex. So basically, I was telling them, I was like, yo, when I was in Cali, when I ordered a medium, it would be basically a large for both of these. They're like, oh, really? They're like, yeah, right? No, not really, Relay, because I'm like, I wanted to try Dunkin' Donuts, and I really like Dunkin' Donuts. It's actually really good. Never watched them. Oh my god, guys. Oh no, Everlay's got the ads. So yeah, like that burger, like the burger meat, Mike, I will say is bigger than our meat. And like, it tasted really good. Like, I was like, ooh, this is really good, right? The burger was good. Well, this is what you get for coming to Blowfish Man stream while I talk about food, okay, Josh? God. I vacuum seal it? Oh my god, fishy, please. Oh god. But yeah, it was really good, and like for the whole time, like, you know, Becca and her boyfriend and I were like chilling and talking up until like 4 a.m., right? We were like having that much fun. We're like, oh, like, you know, we were like talking about the differences between Canada and fucking America. They're like, yeah, Connecticut's a blue state. And I immediately went, oh, fuck, it's a conservative state. But then I'm like, wait, America, blue is the liberals here, right? They're like, yeah, and red is the conservatives. They're like, yes. And I'm like, why? In Canada, it's the other way around. They're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, red is liberal here. Blue is conservative in Canada. They're like, oh, that's so weird. It's like an upside down world. I'm like, right? You know, like, we're like talking about all that. Apparently Becca hates it when I say washroom instead of restroom. Because that's what we call it here in Canada. And at one point, so like, it's like 4 a.m. and I'm just like, because they're like, okay, so, hey, right? No problem. Yeah, right? Blue conservative. Yeah, it's like, other than the states where it's the other way around, right? I'm like, oh, what the heck, right? So, basically, some I know say powder room. Yeah, like, they say that in the Philippines. Some people do say that, or the CR, which is comfort room. I've heard that. But that's like all the way in the Philippines, right? So, my parents sometimes say powder room too, funny enough. But, yeah, so we were up until 4 a.m. They're like, okay, so Ollie, here's the plan in the morning. They're mainly talking about what happens in the morning. Oh, right, so before we get to Becca's place, the funniest thing, they're like, do you actually want, they're like driving me around, like showing me the neighborhood at like 1 a.m. at night. And like, they're like, or like 1:30 at this point, right? And they're like, do you want to actually see Melissa's house? And I'm like, sure. Right? So they literally like pull up to the side and they're like, what are you going to do, Ollie? So I end up turning up, putting on flash and like taking a photo of it. And I took the most stalkerish photo of her place ever and I showed it to her and she died. I was like, this is something out of a horror movie. And like, Becca and her boyfriend were like dying, like, oh my god, yeah, right? You're like that creepy stalker guy. And I like laughed so I was like, yeah, I'm going to show this to Mel, right? So, you know, that was before like we got back. So zoom back to the part where they're all like, okay, so here's the plan in the morning, Ollie, right? So I was like, okay, so, you know, Kate and I have like errands to do in the morning. Afterwards, we get stuff from like a really good breakfast place we both really like. So tell you what, the moment that we get to the breakfast place, I will send you the menu. Let me know what you want. And I'm like, okay, right? So, oh my god, you really? But anyway, so 4 a.m. is when I fall asleep. I have two cats sleeping beside me too, both absolute angels. I'm like, oh, they're just sleeping beside me. That's fine. I was like, I'll allow that, right? Whatever. They weren't jumping on me, so they were very sweet about it. Their cats are very, very friendly. So they're sleeping right beside me. I was like, yeah, that's fine. You can have that side of the bed. I'll take this side, right? The air mattress was fucking huge, and I loved that. I was like, okay, this is awesome, right? It kind of does, right, Ty? So I wake up at around 9:30 a.m. in the morning, have as much energy as I have currently, like right now, and I'm just like, it's probably due to the fact that I'm excited for this plan to work, because Mel doesn't know I'm fucking here. Mel also doesn't know that I'm 15 minutes away from her place, right? That's what I was thinking, is like the fact that like I was 15 minutes away and she didn't know it, right? And at one point, Becca and her boyfriend assured me, they're like, by the way, you're like, I heard that from Melissa that you like to walk a lot, like you like to take your walks. And I'm like, yeah, I do. She's like, it's completely safe to walk around. No one's going to do anything. You know, like that away is like a convenience store with some good coffee. That away is a convenience store with booze, blah, 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 and whatnot, right? So originally what I was going to do is like, after I took a shower, I was going to like walk around a bit. But then I stopped myself after the shower saying, wait, they live 15 minutes away. What if I run into Terry as he's working, as in Mel's husband, and I'm like, oh, fuck. You know what? I'm gonna just stay inside, right? I was paranoid that Terry would see me be like, I was like, oh, shit, right? So I end up staying inside, just watching some anime as I wait for, you know, Becca and her boyfriend to get back and give me, like, the breakfast stuff, right? So, you know, I was, like, passing time, and I was watching Kaguya-sama Love is War, and right when they walk in, they overhear the line, "You're a man whore, President. Your opinions don't matter." And they I burst out laughing, and they're like, "What the fuck are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh, right." So I completely explained that. I was like, so there's a running gag in the show where, and dudes in chat, you can agree with me on this if not, that apparently if you wear boxer briefs, you're considered a man whore. So that's the running gag of the show, right? So I'm like, I was dying at that. So I explained to them that, right? And I told Cade, and I'm like, so Cade, do you agree that, I like wearing boxer briefs? So I was like, honestly, I like wearing boxer briefs. They're fucking comfy. Cade, do you like wearing boxer briefs? Like, yeah. It's like, now Becca, does that make me and Cade man whore? She's just like, I mean, I wouldn't complain if you both were. And I lost it at that. Oh, right. Yeah, right? Exactly, Everlay. That's exactly the point. So, her, we're eating the breakfast, going over the plan for a third time, but then they're like, how I understood the plan was I was gonna surprise Mel right before they went to lunch. Boxer briefs, bro. I don't like the amount of space I get from boxers. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the space, right? Boxer briefs are just right, in my opinion. They're the right amount of tightness. They're the right amount of material used. And it's the right amount of space. I love boxer briefs. But anyway, so basically, we're going over the plan. So how I understood it was, before lunch, Mel opens the door, I do my thing, right? So they're like, no, so here's the plan, right? So we're gonna put you like both, but I get it, yeah, fair. We're gonna put you in the back of the trunk, right? Can't confirm or deny, that's all I'm gonna say, Josh. It's up to you if Mel wants to tell you, I'll let her tell you, it's fine. So basically they're like, okay, so you're gonna go in the back of the trunk. I was like, okay, cool. And what's going to happen is that as they go to the Pokeball place, because Melissa loves that Pokeball place, you're gonna, surprise her there. And I'm like, wait, so I'm gonna surprise her at the Pokeball place? What would be the point of that then, right? So they're like, it's like, why not just if that's the case, why not just why can't we just do it in the driveway of the place that she's working at instead, right? It's like, okay, one, the Pokeball place is literally not even a 5-minute drive away. And two, if Mel were to see my car, she does not know I'm here. She knows that I'm on vacation. She does not know that I will be there. If she sees my car, she'll get suspicious. So I'm just like, okay, fair. So basically, when you drop me off and I get into the back of the van, where are you guys going? It's like, we're going to go to the Pokeball place. We're going to gun it. We're going to get there ahead of time, right? So that was the whole plan. I was like, okay. And then, so as I'm in the back of the truck, they will drive to this Pokeball place while I'm in the back of the truck. Just going over the plan here, guys, right? That was literally me, right? And I was like, and then right at the Pokeball place, I surprise her by coming out and doing what I do. It's like, no, you don't come out of the back. You surprise her in the restaurant. And I'm like, okay, but hold on. How am I going to do that, right? I was like, how am I going to do that if she's going to see me the moment I walk in? I'm sure Mel is going to recognize me. I stand out like a sore thumb. I'm a swole, tall, thick Filipino boy. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't see a lot of that around. And they're like, okay, you know what? We're going to formulate the plan because we should probably fucking go right now because we're probably going to be late if we don't leave. And I'm like, okay, fine. So the whole time they're talking to the coworker that was in on it at one point, preparing everything, right? And then her boyfriend's like, oh, fuck. Oh yeah, wait, before we end up leaving, I get a message on Mel's Discord. Welcome back, Mel. On Mel's Discord saying, wow, I have a short fuse today. How's everybody doing? And I'm like, and I look at that and I'm like, hey, Becca, you don't think this is about me, right? You know what I mean? And she's like, nah, she's just working with someone she doesn't like today. And I'm like, okay, good, because I'd feel really bad if it was about me, right? So, oh, and before that, Mirage was so tempted to say in Mel's chat, hey, I was speaking with Ollie just now. He seems fine. And I'm like, Mirage, don't do that. You know what I mean? Please don't do that, right? It was partly about me, funny enough. I was like, oh no, right? But Becca's like, nah, I think it's the fact that she's working with someone she doesn't like. I think it was her way of trying to reassure me. I was like, oh, okay, right? So, yeah, as we were going through, Becca's boyfriend realizes something. And he's all like, oh, fuck. Right? Oh my god, Mel. Oh, Lord. And then I'm just like, what's wrong? He's like, hey, listen, Ollie, how the hell are we going to get you in the back of the trunk without the keys. And I'm like, oh, doesn't your coworker carry the keys? She's like, no. Melissa is the one who mainly carries the keys because she's the one who mainly drives. And I'm like, we're like, oh, fuck. We're like panicking. It was like 5 minutes before the plan. We're like, oh no, so how is this gonna work? You know? And then, of course oh god. When I was sleeping that one time, oh my god, on the air mattress. Okay, fine, right? So, no, like, I'm quoting Becca's boyfriend and her, right? And we're like panicking, like, fuck, it's like 5 minutes before the plan. And then, we get, you know, like, and I'm just like, we get a call from the coworker, right? And they're like, hey, where are you guys? And I'm like, oh, we're 5 minutes away. They're like, okay, hurry the fuck up because we had to deal with a really stupid customer, and we want to get out of here as fast as possible before they come back and complain, because that's how they usually are. We know this customer. And they're like, no, hold on. Before you get into that, like, how the fuck are we going to get Ollie into the back? Because no one has the keys. Only Melissa holds on to the keys because she's the driver. And then you know what she says? She's all like, oh, no, don't worry about it. We already left the back unlocked. And I'm like, oh, so just bring him there. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And I was just like, you are a gentleman and a scholar, whoever you are. Thank you so much for making this work. Sorry, gentlewoman, because it was a woman over the phone, right? I was like, okay, well, they already left the back unlocked. So she's like, just bring him over. And like, you know, like, I was like, and bring him over. So like, hurry up, right? I was like, okay, right? But I was like, okay, right? So it was funny. The moment, like, Becca's really stepping on it, like, holy fuck, right? She was going like 20 or 30 over the speed limit. Because we were not 5 minutes away. We were more like 10 minutes away. And then, like, we get to the back. And then, like, the moment they pull up to the back of the fucking truck, and I'm like, Ollie, get the fuck out. Go in there right now. Go. So I, like, run out of there, like, take off my seatbelt and start running into there. I, like, nearly trip. And I jump into the back. And I'm about to close the back. And it just closes by itself, right? And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I go into, like, turtle mode, like, fucking putting my knees just like this, right? And then, like, at one point, I'm like, they're not coming out. So then, like, I literally, like, peek at the back, like, eyes over, like, the fucking back seat like this. And I see 4 people coming out saying, like, we need to go right now, fucking go. And I see Mel, I'm like, so I go back into that position, right? And I'm, like, stuck in the back with, like, all this veterinary equipment. And we're like, okay, right? So at one point, like, her coworker goes at the front, one of her coworkers goes at the front seat. By the way, the one in the front seat knew about this morning, funny enough. So she was also in on it. So 2 of the coworkers were in on it. The other coworker that was helping us out knew about it yesterday because she's good friends with Becca's boyfriend, and he was like, you know, she was helping out, right? And at one point, that one coworker that was in on it since the day before, and Mel, they were about to head to the back, and I fucking panicked, just like, no, fuck, no, right? And I immediately hear that coworker be like, Mel, to the front now, start the fucking car. And I'm like, and Mel's like, okay. And I immediately lose Mel because, like, I know, like, Mel's tone of voice. She's like, oh, okay, right? So she gets to the front, and I'm like, I was like, okay, right? So as soon as that coworker enters the car, and I'm thinking, it's like, is she the one in on it? And then, like, the moment she sits down, puts her seatbelt, looks slightly to the back, gives me a wink and a side smile, and I'm just like, right? And I'm like, and I, like, took out my phone and turned it on mute just in case something were to happen. So I put it back in, right? Oh, God, right? So, like, they're like, Mel, fucking gun it, go, fuck this customer, right? She's like, okay, so Mel's pulling out as fast as she can of the driveway, and then she fucking hits the curb. Or she goes over the curb, and my fucking tailbone hits the side of the truck, and I'm like, like, I was like, it hit pretty hard, and I'm like, right? I'm like, right? So, like, my tailbone really fucking hurt, right? And then I was also, and then her coworker at the front was just like, Mel, you would be the worst getaway driver if we were robbing a fucking bank right now, based off of that. And, like, Mel was just dying, right? I'm like, I knew it was Mel, because, like, I know what Mel sounds like when she laughs. And, like, all right. And in my head, I'm thinking, wow, her laugh really hits different in person, in, like, the best way possible, right? Like, because I've heard her laugh on stream, and I think it's, like, the most adorable laugh ever, right? And I'm like, it's even more adorable in person. So I'm in the fucking back, right? And just, like, chilling, like, in a turtle fucking, in a fetal position, essentially, right? Right? So basically, they pull up to the Pokeball store a few minutes later, right? Mel gets out, coworker at the front gets out, the one who's in on it gets out. And they're like, oh, are you gonna, to the last coworker, there's four of them, right? And the last coworker, the coworker who's in on it, she's like, oh, you're not gonna come with us? And she's like, nah, you know what? I'll just stay back here, I'm not very hungry. And they're like, okay, and in my head, I'm just like, fuck, what do I do now? Because that's the code, like, I don't know if she's in on it, right? I'm like, fuck. So I'm like stuck in turtle position, like, fuck, what do we do, right? So like 1 minute later, I'm just chilling there in turtle position awkwardly, and I'm like, right? And I'm like with this coworker there, right? 1 minute later, the back door opens, not my back door, but like the back door opens, and the coworker who's in on it tells the one who stayed, saying, all right, listen, we've been working together for a while, right? She's like, yes. Now don't freak out when I tell you this, but there is a man in the back of this truck. And I pop out saying, hi, I'm Mel's friend from Canada. Nice to meet you. And she's like, oh. And she's like, wait, what's going on, right? And he's like, okay, so this is Mel's friend from Canada, good friend of hers. She's here to surprise her because she has no idea that he's here. And it's like, oh, by the way, and like we introduced her, it's like, oh, I'm Ollie, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for like making this happen and helping us out. Becca and her boyfriend open the back door, and then they're all going to plan me. So the coworker who was in on it, right? She's just like, okay, listen, so you see that brick wall over there? I was like, yeah. So how we have Melissa situated is that me and the other coworkers in it is facing this way, where we can see through the window. Melissa has her back turned, like this, and even if she were to like turn her back, she would just see the brick wall. So what you need to do is hide behind that brick wall, go in, take a hard left, and she is right there from the door of the poke bowl restaurant. Whenever you're ready, go in there, because I told Melissa that I was going next door to get myself a coffee, right? So, and then they leave, and then like Becca's like, all right, ready? I was like, okay. So I literally like go up to that brick wall, and I'm literally like fucking tactical, just like this behind the brick wall, because I didn't want her seeing me, right? And people are like looking at me funny, like, what the fuck, right? And then like they're like, I turn on the thing, and it's like, okay, let's go over the plan one more time. And then Becca's boyfriend's like, okay, so she is right. So this brick wall, Melissa's right behind this brick wall, like seating wise, but she cannot see you due to the brick wall, right? I was like, right. So what you need to do is go into that door to the left. She's right there the moment you take the first left. And I'm like, so into the door to the left. Yes. Okay. So in order not to compromise the mission, why you guys were wondering why I was doing a tactical crouch was because the moment I get past the brick wall, I didn't want her potentially turning around and seeing me. So that's why I like ducked really low when I did it. And the guy like opened the door, and like they're like looking at me, and I'm like I have like my phone out, all recording, and I turn to the left, and I'm all like, hello, my dear Shogun. And after that, Mel's face turns to me with the most annoyed look ever, which kills me still. And then she realizes, that like look, she's like, and she immediately goes beet red. And then like she's just like, oh my god, and like her coworker's just like, surprise, and I'm like, and Becca and like her boyfriend pop into, and she's just like, oh my god, and she like gets up and like gives me a big hug, and I give her a big hug, right? Oh god, no, I wouldn't have tried that. I was like, no, I feel like Mel would have been like, what the fuck is this guy doing, right? So she's like giving me a hug, right? And then like she like lets go, and then she's all like, it was hilarious, right? And then she says to me, she's like, did you plan this? Yeah. And then she goes to Becca, it's just like, were you two in on it? And Becca's like, yeah. And she literally turns to both of us, she's like, you fuckers! And her and I just both died. And then she's like, how long has this been in the works for? And I'm like, Mel, since your birthday last year? She's like, oh my god. And I'm like, yep. So the whole time, like, her coworkers like invite me to sit down while she's like, they're having lunch, and invite Kate and Becca to sit down with us too. I end up sitting beside Mel. And Mel's just like, guys, yeah, exactly, right? It was a pretty long hug. I didn't mind it, right? Like, it was a good long hug, right? So the moment I sat down, Mel was just looking at me like, holy shit, this is happening, right? And then she's just like, guys, I honestly cannot eat right now. My hand is literally shaking from all the goosebumps. Look at it. I'm like, and I'm just like, so I was just like, okay, so I ended up showing her the video, and she's just like laughing, right? Oh yeah, the airport hug was pretty long. I will say that was really sad. I'm not gonna lie. So like the whole time, we were talking. I was introducing myself, telling them how I met Mel and whatnot. And like I was just like, you know what? Is there like Wi-Fi in this Pokeball restaurant? They're like, no, but like the Wi-Fi at Panera is pretty strong. It should be able to, right? It should be able to like reach you. I was like, okay, cool. So I connected to the Panera Wi-Fi. I was like, let's post this video and like let's stop making my community fucking worry about me. So in the Discord, I was literally just like, so update about what's going on at everyone, right? And then I send the video, and immediately I see Fishy, and she's just like, what the fuck? Hello? And I just like laughed at that so hard, and I showed Mel, and she was like laughing so hard. The Discord's fucking blowing up, you know what I mean? And I was just like laughing. Everyone's like, oh my god, Ollie's in the States, blah, 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 and whatnot, right? And like, everyone who was in on it was like, yo, fucking excellent. What a good plan. Pizza's like, yep, I knew the whole time, right? And she's like, these fuckers knew the whole time. I told Mel, I was like, by the way, who was in on it? Mike, Alex, Mirage, Pizza, Dean, and Snow. She's like, those fuckers were in on it? I was like, yep, they knew the whole time. That was believe me, right? Right? Yeah, Fishy was like, did I drink too much caffeine? I swear, I drank too much caffeine. I'm fucking dreaming. I lost it, right? Oh, right? So that was just so funny. She's like, those fuckers were in on it? I was like, yep. The whole time, they were just playing it up, right? Just to help me out. So I was just laughing, and, I asked Mel, I was like, so, now that you have seen me, Mel, like, are you relieved that I'm actually okay? She's like, yes. Oh my god, I was so fucking worried, right? Oh god, right? I was just like, I'm 100% innocent. What's up, Shay? So just like, oh man, and then she's just like, what part was I at? So I was telling her about who was in on it and like, and everything. And she's just like, Ollie, how long are you staying here? I was like, I'm here until like, I'm here for a week until Monday. She's like, are you going to cons? Like, and did you buy your ticket? I was like, I did buy my ticket. She's like, okay, good, right? I was like, no, I'm not gonna let Mel buy my ticket. Hell no. And she's like, I bought the ticket the moment that Becca said tickets were available. That like, so roughly in like February, right? She's like, oh, okay, right? So, we were just there enjoying lunch, and Mel is just like, I'm just like, Mel, is everything okay? She's like, I can't eat because, well, you're here. And I'm just like, what the hell, right? It's like, this is actually happening. Because I had a feeling you were coming for con, but I didn't expect this. And I'm very relieved that you're okay. It was like, it's like a mix of emotions, right? Oh yeah, no, like, I actually, Mike, oddly enough, I didn't spend as much as I thought, right? So, and then immediately, like, after me and Mel are talking, her coworker's like, so Mel, you're calling out, right, for tomorrow? And then, like, they're like, she's like, and I'm like, oh, come on, ladies, like, she doesn't have to do that, like, she needs the money. She's like, it's true, I really do need the money. She's like, but your friend is here, just take the rest of the week fucking off, we'll cover you. And she's like, but I need the money. I was like, I don't blame her, because, like, if that was the case, like, I was gonna ask Becca and her boyfriend to take me to WWE corporate as well as, like, the beach. I wanted to check out the beach there, right? So, and she's like, yeah, true, right? So, basically we were all eating, and then I'm just like, so Mel, I was like, I told you I'm taller than and bigger than I look. She's like, yeah, you look so small on camera. What the fuck? I'm like, yeah, right? And, so basically lunch ended, and we're all like, okay, yeah, so like, I'll see you on Thursday, Mel, if we're gonna stream. And she's like, well, now we're gonna stream now that you're here, Ollie. And I'm like, yeah. And I just laughed, and I'm just like, by the way, I have a bunch of shit for you that we could show off on stream on Thursday. She's like, oh, you didn't have to do that. Oh.
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
So then at that point, like, it's such a classic moment, right? So, we're all leaving the Pokeball place, and I told Mel, I'll see you Thursday. And she's like, no, you could come over after work, like, you could move your shit over, like, you're staying with me. And I'm like, okay, Mel, right? And I told her, I was like, low-key, I was a little bit scared that you would say no, because it was just kind of last minute. And she's like, no, but you came all the way here for me, so you are staying with me. I was like, okay, right? I still felt a little bit bad, so I was telling Becca, I was just like, hey, you don't think Mel's mad, do you? As she's, like, driving, right? How tall am I in American units, Ollie? Do you guys do feet? Because I'm 6 feet tall, like, right on the money, according to my doctor. So, like, and Becca's like, no, I don't think Melissa's mad. I think she's just genuinely surprised and overjoyed, but she's just overwhelmed because no one has ever done anything like that to her, right? For her, really, right? And like, they're showing me around downtown Connecticut as well. A lot of like buildings too, like a lot of Parliament buildings. So I'm just like, so this is basically Ottawa with better food, and they fucking died because it does have more food selections than Ottawa in my opinion. And it's like, we could bring you to like the barcade, which we ended up doing on Wednesday night, which was fantastic. No, she wasn't. She was actually just very overjoyed and like, overwhelmed. I think she was mainly happy that I was okay, that I was not dying. You know what I mean? That I was safe. I think Mel, like, any sort of like presence of like pissed offness, it was just overridden the feeling like, okay, I'm glad that Ollie's alive, we're safe. You know what I mean? I think that was mainly it. And the fact that like, no one has ever done anything like this, right? It does. Like, I really like the food over there, Relay, right? So, so they're showing me around, and like, at one point, Becca didn't realize she had text-to-speech on while she was driving, and it was reading a text from Mel, and I died at this, right? So, and Becca's like, oh yeah, right, I asked her for you if she was like mad at like everything happening. And then here's what the text-to-speech said. It's like, no, I am not mad. As a matter of fact, I am just overjoyed because no one has done anything like this for me, right? And it's like, I'm just overwhelmed with very many emotions right now. Haha. I'm glad that I also cleaned up the house a little bit. And I just died, like, we all laughed at that. And I'm just like, we all laughed at that. It's like, I am very glad that I cleaned up the house a little bit. Right? So we ended up, because like at that point, like she was going to take me to, the beach, but it started raining really hard the moment, like 20 minutes after we left, right? So like, she's like, are you cool with just like chilling until, Melissa gets off work and takes you off my hands? I'm like, yeah, that's fine, right? So we end up going back to their place. We end up playing some Smash Bros for a bit. It's honestly, that's fair, right? So it's like, so we're just like, Mel, your house is not that bad, okay? Your house is fine. Like, I was just glad that I was getting to spend the week with you, and that overrid any sort of dirtiness your house had, in my opinion. So, please, seriously speaking. So, we were playing, like, Smash Bros. And then she's like, and I use the washroom, and I get back out, and they're like, should we tell Ollie? And I'm like, tell me what? And she's like, so good news. And I'm like, uh-huh. She's like, Melissa called off. And I'm like, oh. So yes, you guys get to hang out on Wednesday. I'm like, oh, and I got like so happy about that, right? I was like, okay, nice. I didn't think she would, right? So she's like, mainly because, apparently her coworkers gave her the death stare, all three of them, saying that she better call out or they will call out for her pretending to be her so that she could spend time with you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like I was like super duper happy about that, right? And she also got to, yeah, exactly, right? So basically, she ended up coming through. She also got off at work a bit earlier. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mel. She got off of work a bit earlier just to come pick me up, right? So Mel walks in, she's picking me up, I get all my stuff out. And like the whole drive there, Mel and I are just talking, right? And she's like, oh yeah, you're gonna meet my cats today, right? It's like, you're gonna meet Cloud and Kirito. I was like, oh yeah, I'm like super excited for that, right? It's like, you'll immediately know. She's just like, you'll immediately know who Cloud is. I'm like, yeah, no, you've told me that he's incredibly friendly, right? So, and she's like, I'm really sorry if the house isn't like, super clean. It's like, it's fine. I get to like hang out with you. I didn't care about that, right? So, we're coming through. And then all of a sudden, Mel's just like opening up the house for me. I see a cat just like run up to me and just like brush past my leg. And I'm like, I already know who Cloud is based off of the personalities. And the other cat is just chilling there, just looking at me funny, And she's just like, okay, to tell the physical difference, Cloud has the white paws, Kirito is just no white paws. And I'm like, okay, right? So I'm like petting Cloud the whole time. And she's like, oh yeah, you could go on ahead and like sit down and get set up and whatnot. Like sit down over here. I'm gonna go get changed, right? So I was like, okay, cool, right? So I'm like there petting the cat, and the cat doesn't know boundaries, and it had claws. So every time I'd go up here, I'd feel like its claws like kind of digging into me. I was like, okay, yeah, no, your claws, right? So I just put him down like every single time, right? And by the way, Terry doesn't know, because originally she was going to text Terry saying Ollie's here, but she's like, you know what? Let's surprise Terry as he walks in. You know what I mean? Like, walks in home. Like, So, basically, Mel comes down. She, turns on some, like, TV as some background. And she's like, I'm really sorry for you. Like, I don't like silence. I was like, that's fine. Like, turn on the TV. I don't care, right? So, the whole time, like, Survivor's on. And, And I'm like watching because I'm like kind of getting like a little bit invested. And I turn to the right and I just see Mel just like looking at me like, and I'm like, Mel, is everything okay? And she's just like, sorry, it's just, I'm taking in the fact that you're actually here. And I just like kind of laughed at that, right? I was like, I'm taking in the fact that you're actually here. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. I was just like, no worries, Nerpy. So I'm basically at the story where Mel's just like staring at me as I watch Survivor. And she's like, and I'm like, so how does it feel that I'm actually real? You know what I mean? And she's like, it feels so weird because I'm so used to like interacting with you over like microphone and camera, but at the same time, it's also a good kind of weird, right? And I'm just like, by the way, you can touch my arm. Like, you have complete permission over that. She's like, I mean, I want to, but I don't know if I should because I'm not 100% comfy and like there yet. And I'm just like, you can just poke it. She just pokes my arm. She's like, oh yeah, you are real. Holy fuck. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I am, right? So her and I are talking the whole time about like what's going on, like what's gonna happen Wednesday and whatnot. Ollie is flesh confirmed. Yes, I'm not just an e-boy. I'm not an e-boy. I'm not just an e-boy, right? So touches my arm and whatnot. This is like, yeah, the tattoo's like smaller than I thought. I was like, yeah, no, it's not as big as everybody thinks. It looks big in the photo though, right? So her and I are just like talking the whole time, and I'm just like, so how does it feel that I did this for you? As in like this whole surprise. She's just like, damn, Josh, damn, that was rude, dude. Oh god. Are we sure it wasn't AI generated? I don't know. Ask about the stream on Thursday. So the whole time, like, you know, her and I are talking, and she's just like, it's just no one's ever done anything like that for me, and like, I'm just super surprised because I didn't think, you know, like I was worth it. It's like, Mel, you're completely worth it, right? She's like, I hope you didn't spend too much money on the plane ticket. It's like, no, like, the plane ticket wasn't as much as I thought. Like, I still have a lot. I still have a good chunk of my, like, you know, tax return left over, so you're good. Yo, what's up, Shapui? How you doing, bro? Yeah, I'm retelling the whole week. We're on Tuesday right now. I zoomed to the part where I'm on Mel's couch, and her and I are talking, and she still can't believe, she still doesn't believe I'm real. You know? She still does not believe I'm real. And, like, you know, her and I are just, like, talking the whole time. And we crying. So why are you crying? Whoa, hold on, Nerpy. Why are you guys crying? Wait, you're real? Ask Mel. Ask Mel. Ask Can. Workshop. Ask Not Step. Snow Tigger. Natalie Makes Stuff. Conpei Chan. Those 6 can confirm that I'm real. Gil Almighty. Those 7 can confirm that I'm real. Oh, right. Niall, Rose, Subasa Uribe, Brint That Hell. Those 11 people can confirm. Oh, 12. Liz Botbot. Those 12 people can confirm that I'm real. None of y'all can confirm I'm real. You're a professor, dude. Of course you're real. How you doing, Scott? What's up? Mods, feel free to give a shout out to Scott. Aw. Oh, yeah. And then there's Josh. They could have been bribed. I guess he's not real. Yeah. So basically the whole time, you know, she's like taking the fact that I'm actually real. Her and I are talking. And at one point, you know, Terry calls, right? And she's all like, and they're still deciding what to do for dinner. She's like, are you good with pizza? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with pizza. It's completely fine. Whatever, right? So, you know, the whole time she's like talking with Terry. And after that, like, Terry's all like, oh, should we get this pizza? And she's like, that pizza? I'm like, right? She's like, yeah, just go ahead and get that. Okay, yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye, right? This is at like 8 p.m. at night. And her and I are like still talking while listening to Survivor in the background. He's like, okay, I'm going to do the same thing I did for Terry that you did for me. And so like the moment that he comes through the door, I'll record his reaction and see how he reacts to you being here, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, right? And, you know, as this is happening, Cloud does not know boundaries and keeps trying to, like, lick my face. I'm like, sir, I just met you, please. I was like, and she's like, I'm really sorry if Cloud's being a bother. And I'm like, no, you're good. I was just like, I kind of expected this based off of what you told me, right? Like, I'm like, buddy, you can sit on my lap and just, like rub against my belly if you want. That's fine. Just not up here because of the claws, right? And, like, you know, I'm, like, petting him the whole time, right? So, like, yeah, Mel's basically showing me around. Her game room is actually pretty fucking dope. Like, the place where she streams at. It's pretty cool. Like, I like the setup a lot in there. Very, 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 very dope. And I do understand as to why she uses, like, an air conditioner there. It's like, it does get hot in there. I will say that, which is why I wore a tank top during that stream, right? So, you know, so it's like... Yeah, eventually that happened. I was like, oh, thank God. So, like, I was more okay with him, like, crawling up on me at that point. It's like, okay, like, this is fine. Like, because those nails felt fucking sharp. I'm like, I ain't letting you do that. Nuh-uh, right? Right? So, you know, the whole time. And at one point, you know, no, it was Wednesday night when that happened. I lied. Never mind. Sorry. We're still on Tuesday. You know, Mel's giving me the tour around her place and whatnot. And, you know, it's pretty dope. It's very modest. It's really chill. Like, I really like it for that weapon. Yeah. No, seriously, Mel. Like, Cloud and his nails, Jesus Christ, right? So, 10 p.m. rolls up, and we hear the door open, and Mel gets up right with the camera, and she's just sit there. I was like, okay, right? So I'm just sitting there chilling. Terry comes through the door, and she's like, hey, and I'm like, hi, Terry, how you doing? And he's all like, he looked so mad with, like, the pizza in his hand, and, like, the tots on top of the pizza, and he's all like, I think he was just processing at the fact that I was, like, there. He's just like, well, you know what? I'm glad I brought extra food, and, like, the best way possible. I was like, nice to meet you, Terry. He's like, yeah, nice to meet you, too, right? So, like, basically we end up eating pizza and whatnot. And he did look so mad. I was like, I think it was more just him processing at the fact that I was there. You know what I mean? He's just like, wait, what? You know what I mean, right? Yeah, right? So, you know, the whole time, like, you know, Terry's just like, he wasn't mad. I talked to him after you guys left. Oh, yeah, I know he wasn't mad. I think Mel was more worried that he was mad. How you doing, by the way, Niall? And also, I met Niall on Thursday. He is very tall. He's actually really tall. Like, picture a tall Bryan Cranston. That's literally what Niall looks like. Like, I can confirm that he actually looks like Bryan Cranston. Oh, God. But, like, how you doing, Niall? What is up? How's your day going so far? He is. He's actually really tall, right? And it was also Mel's first meeting with Niall, too, so he's pretty tall. He's 6'3", Nerpy. He's 6'3", like, actually speaking. Yeah. Basically, the whole time we were, like, eating pizza and, like, having tots, and Mel and Terry were like, so, do you want, like, the air mattress? Because Mel really likes, like, the couch, and I'm like, you know what, let's do the air mattress tonight. And Mel's like, I'll just sleep upstairs for the night and whatnot, and, you know, have fun with that, right? Yeah, Niall's 6'3", like, actually speaking. Must resist the urge to climb Niall. Oh, God, Shay. Doesn't want to meet me, confirmed, right? Alex, we do want to meet you. Same with Mike. Yeah, he's tall, like, actually speaking. It's like, kids think I'm tall. I was like, no, Niall's actually fucking tall, dude, like, actually speaking. So, basically, you know, we're deciding the plan for tomorrow. Mel's just like, okay, like, are you okay, Ollie, if you, like, come with me? Niall's a giant. He's 6'3" pizza. How you doing? I'm just basically going from, like, day by day, like, how Connecticut went. How are you, pizza? Good to see you, friend. You are scared of me. You don't want to meet me. Sir, thank you for helping me plan. I was gonna say, I'm doing pretty good, pizza. I'm just, like, entertaining the people of, like, the day by day, like, each day, like, what happened, right? Oh, right, before Terry came home, speaking of Alex, right? So at one point, Mel goes to Alex's stream and I go to Mike's stream, like, on our phones, right? And I just hear Mel typing, saying, like, you fucker, you know exactly why I'm calling you that, something like that, right? And I'm just like, hey, what's good, Oos? Over at Mike's, right? Because I know that him and Mike, like, stream together a lot, so, like, we'll hear both of their audios, pretty much, right? So, Alex is just like, motherfucker, I don't know what you're talking about, man. And she's like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was like, how you doing, Mel? How you enjoying that Ollie's over there? And Mike's like, hey, what's good, Oos? Hey, Ollie, what's good, man? Are you with Mel right now? You know, like, talking, and, like, Alex like, Mel called me a fucker, and I have no idea as to why she called me that. And, like, Mike was just dying, too, right? And, like, I was just laughing, too. And apparently at one point, like, she pulled up Mirage's stream saying, hey, Mirage, fuck you. And you know why? And Mirage fucking lost it, too. Mirage, like, lost it, too. He's just like... right? So, like, the moment that video dropped, I revisited the part where Mirage watched it on his stream, right? Because I wanted to see, like, his reaction to it and everybody else's. Alex, right? So, like, Mirage, you know, like, I like Mirage, like, what time do you watch, like, the thing at, right? It's like, all right, here's the time, I got you. I was like, okay, cool, right? So Mel and I are, like, watching it together. Oh, yeah, that's what my shirt says. It's a tank top, actually. I thought it was really cute. Oh, yeah, pizza. This is the thing I was telling you about, dude. Hang on, let me take a break. I just realized you guys are gonna see my butt, so this is the clothes. So this thing that I'm wearing, it's a kimono shirt. And it's the closest thing that I'll ever have to a back piece. I don't know how well you'll see it, but there it is, guys. The closest thing ever to me being Majima. You know, so, oh god. Ollie butt. Oh my, why does everyone keep asking about my ass? Right? Oh my god. I was like, and it's also really comfortable, like, honestly speaking, this feels super duper comfortable. Solid, but oh my god, Scott. Oh my god, Mike. In the word, I will do a Canadianized version of Captain America's line. That's Canada's ass. That's Canada's ass right there. Oh my god, Alex! Guys. But like basically, where was I? So, yeah, so I watched when Mirage took, he's just like, oh, immediately, the moment the video dropped, Alex and Fishy and Pavis were literally just like, Mirage, stop the stream for a sec. Go to Ollie's Discord, something happened. He's like, oh, what? And he's like, starts live, he's like, you know, we'll watch it on stream, guys. You know how Mirage is, right? Please, I was innocent. Is it Degen Penis Hour? It's always Degen Penis Hour, Scott, you know? So Mel and I are watching it, right? So he pulls up the video, and he's just like, oh, this video is so cute. And everyone's just like, oh my god, Blowfish is in the States, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's going crazy in his chat. And Mirage is like, by the way, guys, I knew the whole, like, he does the zoom and he's all like, I knew the whole time. And everyone's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, I knew about the announcement. I needed to keep it quiet. Because apparently, like, when the announcement dropped, Mirage was helping playing it up with his chat saying like, oh no, I just saw Ollie's announcement in his Discord. Guys, I genuinely don't know what's going on. He and I talk a lot, but he's never told me about anything like this. So this is a little worrying. Like, Mirage is like actually like playing it up so hard. That was like on Monday, right? So, yeah. By the way, Scott, earlier in the stream, I was saying thank you to everyone who legitimately reached out. I'm very, very sorry for actually worrying you. I'm super sorry that it was like still a front to surprise Mel. Sorry about that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really sorry about that. Like, yeah, like genuinely worry you guys. Scott, you're one of those people who reached out. Thank you for that. Nerpy, you too. If Dean is in chat, thank you. James as well. I believe Niall reached out. Metal reached out as well. Like, thank you guys. I'm not sorry at the fact that it worked out, though. It was funny, Mike, when I was getting all those messages, I was, like, messaging Mirage saying, like, and Alex saying, like, I feel mildly bad about this because people are actually reaching out. And he's like, it'll be fine. Yeah, he did pizza. He's like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, I didn't want to say anything. I was like, dude, are you okay? You know? He forgot, yeah. He forgot pizza. That was so funny, right? I was just like, I feel like mildly bad about this. Alex like, it'll be fine. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right, right? Yeah, no. That wasn't it. That wasn't it, Scott. Seriously speaking. But yeah, so like I even like went to Scott over to Scott saying like, I'm okay. By the way, check the Discord, right? And apparently Scott watched it on his phone while he was on stream. Scott, like, I couldn't find the reaction to you watching it on stream. Do you know when? Because like I'd love to watch it like live on stream, right? Yeah, Ali's like, it'll be fun. It's like, you know what? You're right. You know what I mean? That was really me. Like, let me know what timestamp, because I want to see your reaction, because I watched Mirage's reaction back in Connecticut, right? So, after that, I'm pretty sure, yeah, like, Mel was also like, fuck you, Mirage, and Mirage was, like, just laughing at that, right? And it was just so funny, because Pavis's reaction is like, you two need to do the Quasso meme right now. It's like, Pavis, we don't have the cosplay. It's like, it doesn't matter, and I'm like, oh my god. Pavis really wants us to do that, right? Anyway, so, like, let's zoom back to, like, Tuesday as we're still planning shit out. Like, Terry's like, okay, so Mel's gonna do like some errands in the morning, and she's like, yeah, are you okay with that? I was like, yeah, that's fine. That way you can like actually show me around Connecticut a bit, right? And then we'll think up of what to do after, right? And I was just like talking, and like I also saw Niall's message in the Discord saying like, you better take me out to, you better let me take you out to dinner, right? So I was like, yeah, sure, let's do that, right? I'm just like, hey, is it okay maybe Thursday night I do dinner with Niall? And she's like, yeah, that's completely fine. I was asking that to him. I was like, you could come too, right? And same with Terry, right? I was like telling both of them that, but I didn't ask Niall that just yet, right? I wanted them to come too. It can't be just me, right? So Wednesday was Mel does like errands in the morning, does some stuff as she's showing me around stuff around you know, Connecticut. I had to buy a SIM card, which unfortunately didn't end up working. So big sad to that. That's okay. So, you know, she's showing me around Connecticut. You know, we end up getting some coffee. Connecticut coffee hits different. I will say that. And I'm not just talking about Dunkin' Donuts, okay? Like, the local coffee places just... Whew, so good. It definitely, like, woke me up. Like, Jesus Christ. Mel, you literally have nothing... The SIM card is not your fault at all. I get why you're saying that, but I'm like, Mel, the SIM card is not on you at all. It's more on just the towers in Connecticut at that point. You're good. You're good, Mel. Like, seriously speaking. Dude, the coffee was so good. It hit really, really well. The American SIM card I got wasn't working, Josh, so I was basically signalless the whole time. It actually wasn't, surprisingly, like, because I was just like, it worked in San Diego, so what the hell's going on? I swear if it was my phone, I'd be like, okay, it might be my phone. Yeah, please, Scott. Yeah. I love coffee places. I'd love to go for that. No phone for Blowfish, man. I swear, if it actually is my phone, because I did check, like, because I remember one of the things whenever you buy, like, a SIM card, they're like, so check on this website if your phone is compatible with the SIM card. And it was. So it's like, okay, so I should be fine. You know what I mean? Anyway, it did work for TwitchCon, Mike. So I did ask, like, Mel and, like, Terry about that. They're like, okay, what company is it? So I said some, like, no-name company. They're like, oh, so when you were in, like, San Diego, what was it? I was like, I believe it was Verizon I had my SIM card with. They're like, because, yeah, Verizon's one of the big ones, so it would work there. So I was like, and the thing is, when I went to the Best Buy there, or the fucking, Walmart there, they didn't have, like, any of, like, the big threes, like, SIM cards. I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck, right? So I had to stick with, like, these small-time, like, sort of, like, mobile companies, pretty much, right? No problem, Mel. Have a good day at work. Have a great day at work, Mel. So I was like, I think it's because I had, like... I miss you too, Mel. Yo, 2 months can't come soon enough. Mel will be in Toronto in 2 months. I will say that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So there will be a part 2 to this. Except in Canada. Exactly, Nerpy. That's literally, like, my thought, right? Like, if Mel were to get, like, a SIM card from the company I'm with, which is basically a subsidiary of TELUS, it doesn't have as good as... Thank you. Doesn't have as good a signal compared to TELUS. Like, something similar would probably happen to Mel. Like, the SIM card won't... Yeah. I do agree, she does, for letting me, like, stay as long as she did last minute. Like, seriously speaking. I did actually even told Mel, I was like, Mel, like, seriously, like, if you don't want me staying here due to the fact that how messy your house is, like, I could just stay at Becca's, like, you're good. And he's like, no, you're staying here. I was like, are you sure? I'm completely okay with you saying, get the fuck out of here, go to Becca's. And I'm like, and she's like, no, you're staying here. I was like, all right. I offered Mel, I was like, I can literally go back to Becca's if you're not cool with me, like, staying here. Like, I was, like, giving her that. I even said the same thing to her. I was like, I'll just stay at Becca's, you know what I mean? It's all good, right? And then you guys could just pick me, like, you guys could just pick me up for con if you want, right? And they don't live that far away. But yeah. Oh, yeah, that's Terry. Okay, you know what? Fair. I hope Mel treats us the same way. Ollie Curbfish Man. Yeah, that's what Becca called me. She's you're gonna be Curbfish Man, and she's pissed off at you. I was like, I will be. That was literally me. I will be. I hope Mel treats us the same way. Oh God, Alex. So like, yeah. So Wednesday rolls around. You know, like, I'm like doing stuff with Mel. The coffee was fantastic. I ended up buying. I did end up eating all of them. Sadly, I did. So Mel took me to this like, in the same area where I got that really nice coffee. She took me to this candy/chocolate shop that was really fucking delicious. And what I ended up buying there was the weirdest thing. Y'all are gonna judge me for this so hard. I ended up buying, it was delicious. Mel liked it. She's like, you know what? Like, I ended up buying sweet chili heat Doritos that were covered in chocolate. Now, I know I'm probably gonna get judged for that, but that was actually really fucking delicious. Somehow the chocolate and the spice like ended up working together really nicely. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm enjoying this. And then she's like, I'm glad you are, right? Right? That's the thing. Yeah, it actually tasted really good. It very much is stoner food pizza. I was like, if I was a stoner, yes, this would be much more delicious. But I still was like eating it like so much, right? And what ended up happening was it started melting a bit, like the chocolate. So when I got to back to Mel's place, I just put it in the freezer, and it just became like a big glob of like chocolate and like a big glob of like chocolate and fucking chips. And for some reason, I liked eating it better that way. Like, I don't know, man. What up, Pear? How you doing? I just really liked eating it. I was like, this is more delicious than these pieces. That was like me, right? Oh, whenever I was eating it like that. How you doing, by the way, Hair? Good to see you, friend. So basically, the plan for Wednesday was Fat Boy. Oh my God, Mike. It was so good though. Oh, right. I should start off by saying, originally, on Wednesday morning, I woke up at like 9 o'clock-ish, 7:30-ish, but I decided to go back to sleep because why not? You know what I mean? And I ended up, because of that, so at one point, it was hilarious. So, according to Mel, because I was on, so basically how my sleeping arrangement worked was that I was in their living room, I was on the air mattress, and then the couch was right beside the air mattress, right? So that's how it worked. So basically, that's true, Alex. You're on your lunch break? How's work been going for you here? I'm telling my adventures in Connecticut currently. 7:30 I wake up. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to sleep because I literally only had 5 hours of sleep yesterday. So I go back, and at one point at 10 a.m., I wake up and I see literally Kirito just like staring at me face to face, like as a cat. I'm just like, and I'm looking, and I'm just like, hey, and I was just like in my morning voice, really quietly, hey Kirito. And he's just like looking at me like all innocently, and I just like pass out and go back to sleep, right? I wake up at around 11:15, and I look around, and Mel is there on the couch with her phone, and I'm just like, I was like, Mel, how long have you been there? She's like, oh, since 9 a.m. I'm like, since 9 a.m.? I was looking at me, right? I was just like, since 9 a.m.? Oh, God. And she's like, yeah, I've actually just been chilling here on my phone, watching you sleep, talking to the Discord and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, my God, right? And I'm just like, why didn't you just wake me up? She's just like, well, you only had like 5 hours of sleep last night, right? And I'm just like, yeah. She's like, I wanted you to sleep more. He's like, I wouldn't have blamed you if you woke up at like noon or something. I was like, okay, you know what? Fair. Thank you for being very considerate, right? And I was just like, she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, it's just at one point, like, I woke up at 10 a.m. and Kirito was staring me dead, like, face to face. And I didn't even notice that you were there. And she ended up laughing. She's like, really? You didn't? I was like, no. That's how out I was, you know? So yeah, at that point, we were planning for the stream that I was going to appear on tomorrow, or like Twitch. On Thursday, my bad. And she's all like, okay, so I'll try the Canadian snacks on Thursday while we tell everybody what happened. And what are you going to do then, Ollie? Like, is there something American that you wanted to try out here that you don't have in Canada? And I'm just like, and Terry's like, yeah, like what do you want to try? And I'm like, you guys have a Buffalo Wild Wings around? And they're like, yeah, we do. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like, get me some Buffalo Wild Wings. I want to try this out because we don't have that in Canada. And I've heard nothing but good things about Buffalo Wild Wings, right? So they're like, okay, yeah, we could do that. I was like, cool, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go take out Ollie, show him around Connecticut as I do, like, errands. And I'm like, that's completely fine, right? So, yeah, anyway, we're going to zoom back to the candy shop. And at that point, getting me a new SIM card. So the plan in the evening was that we were going to go to, I think it was a barcade, and it was great. Like, they had, like, a lot of, they had booze, they had fucking cabinets of, like, old school games, of DDR and everything, of Soul Calibur 1, old school Rampage and whatnot. It was a barcade, and I had a good fucking time. No worry, Shay, you're good. And it was the best fucking tip jar ever. Let me show you the tip jar that they had. For all the Pokemon fans in chat, you will absolutely love this. Give me 1 second here. And I just laughed at it because I'm like, this is like the best tip jar ever. Especially for any Slowpoke fans in chat, because Slowpoke is an adorable Pokemon in my opinion. Here it is. Yeah. So Scott, at this barcade that me, Mel, Terry, Becca, and her boyfriend were hanging out at, here was the tip jar. It's a fucking Slowpoke cup. I'm like, this is so cute. I'm like, I love this, right? And, their menu was really cool, too. Let me read out what they had. Yeah, I was like, I really like that. That's cute, right? Where is it? Hang on. Let me find their menu. I'll read out what they had. Oh, and by the way, guys, Mel is really good at DDR as well as Super Mario Bros. Like, honestly speaking. Where is it? What the heck? Do I get a steak or a burger? Depends on how much you can afford right now. Oh my god, I want it, right? Oh, right, so I don't have the menu. Oh, wait, I lied. So, I end up getting a drink called, Your Princess is in Another Castle. And, it consists of vodka, peach tree, pineapple juice, cranberry juice, and Passoa, whatever that is. And here's what it ended up looking like. So I thought that was really, like, that was a really good drink, I'm not gonna lie. Really good cocktail. And this was above their washroom, which I found hilarious. I'm like, this is amazing. I love the fact that this was above their washroom right here, like the door, and I'm like, oh, okay, right? Yeah, it was really fun, Niall. Like, so that's what we were doing for our Wednesday. Oh, by the way, so during this whole time, it is called Gamecraft, by the way, for all those that want to visit Connecticut and want to check this place out. It's called Gamecraft, a lot of fun. And I was just like, yo, we should take, like, like, if Otaku's ever in Connecticut, we should fucking take them here. This is gonna be great, you know what I mean? And it was funny, because we walked in on trivia night, right? And how trivia night worked was that, for this one, it was movie quotes, so you had to, like, fill in the blanks or be like, what quote is this movie from, right? I believe that's how it went. Like, what's the movie this quote is from, really? Or, like, fill in the blank for the quote. So it's so funny, like, as it was starting, like, we actually wanted to try trivia. Oh, yeah, it's great, Relay. We actually wanted to hit up trivia, and, like, we had to think of a team name for us. And we're like, oh, fuck, what's our team name, right? So Becca texts, like, oh, just call us queer folk, right? And I'm just like, okay, that's gonna be us. So I put that in, and I'm just like, wait. And they're like, what's wrong, Ollie's like, I'm straight. Here, I'll change the team name. So you know what I end up changing the team name to? Queer folk, in parenthesis, plus Ollie. And I'm like, there it is, that's more accurate. And like, they were like all laughing, and I handed that in as like, all right, here's the team, here you go, here's what we're doing, right? And like, all right, cool, right? So the first round, we were like absolutely killing it, and we were in first place, right? Because there was like 3 rounds of this whole thing. Like, we had to like say, hey, where is this quote from, I mean, Nerpy, I'm just trying to be proper. I've heard otherwise. That's the thing. I was just like, you know what? I'm the only straight guy here, so fuck it. Let's be a bit more accurate about this, right? I was like, I was told otherwise that, I am. Like, with my D&D group, I'm considered the token straight friend. Like, straight friend, absolutely. Like, Fishy, that is not a joke. I'm like, that's not a joke. I actually am, funny enough. I am actually considered that. Just like how, like, in my other friend groups, I'm considered the token Asian guy, too, like, right? I was like, I'm considered the token Asian guy in my other friend groups, right? So, basically, like, yeah, I'm just like Nerpy. I was like, I mean, I've told otherwise that straight does not equate to queer unless someone tells me otherwise. You know what I mean? Like that, like, right? I don't know. Anyway, so it was funny. At one point, round 1, we were killing it because, like, I actually had, like, a bunch of, like, I was like, I know where this is from, blah, blah, blah. I, like, put it down, right? Safe enough to be the token straight friend. I mean, Kalofi, I think you're pretty straight. By the way, what's up, Kalofi? Other than... Really, then? Okay. I didn't know that, Nerpy. Okay, gotcha. So, yeah, basically, right when we were winning the first round, they're like, all right, round 1 is all good. And currently in first place, we have Team Queer Folk plus Ollie. And I'm literally just like, yeah, baby! And, like, the background's so loud, and everyone's, like, looking at me. Let's go! No worries, Paris. Thank you for the lurk. I was like, yeah, baby, let's go! In, like, the background. And, like, everyone's just, like... And, like, Mel was, like, dying. Same with, like, Terry. Same with, like, Becca, too. I was just like, yeah! I'm Ollie! That was literally me, right? Oh, Lord. But then, like, the other 2 rounds were actually, like, movie quotes we didn't know and shit. And then we ended up getting clapped. Funny enough. I just wanted them to say our team name once, and I was happy. It didn't happen, Pavis. It didn't happen. Tell Mother Skulls I said hi. I agree. But, like, like, yeah, baby. They're like, yeah. Well, like, it didn't happen. You didn't know that, Pavis? Like, Mel and I was like, it's not happening till we get the cosplays. I'm like, yeah, probably. Hopefully that happens in September. But, like, basically what ended up happening was the rest of the night, we were just, like, hanging out, chilling, drinking, playing some DDR. DDR was a lot of fun. I haven't played in a long while. Lots of drinks, lots of food. And then afterwards, we just end up going back, and Becca's like, oh yeah, can we like come over? Because it was still like, it was like 10 when we left. And Becca's like, can we come over and like play Smash Bros? I was like, yeah, you know what? Sure, let's do that, right? We're just playing Smash Bros to end the night. And every single time, I would eliminate. Every single time, no worries, you're good, Nerpy. Every single time I would eliminate Becca, she would look at me and be like, Ollie, go back to Canada. I didn't fucking died. I would die every single time I would eliminate her and be like, Ollie, go back to fucking Canada. And I just died. I was like, I will in a week, relax. And Mel was just like, Becca, that's mean. Sir, I'm already back in Canada. God. You can't yell at me for that, Nerpy. See, this is why I don't trust you, Nerpy. There you go. See, now Pavis got grounded, right? It was just so funny, right? Like, that just made me laugh the whole time. Smash Bros. Night was good. I end up sleeping. And then Thursday it happened, right? Wow, I see how it is. You told me to go back to Canada. Of course I'm gonna clap back. God. Jeez. It's like, of course I'm gonna clap back at that. Cries and Nerpy is not trustworthy. Oh my god. So, I actually end up waking up early in, on Thursday morning at around like 8 o'clock-ish, right? So I was on the couch like chilling with my phone out, and I messaged Niall saying like, yo, like I'm down to do dinner tonight on Thursday, right? Oh wow. Fool on Hulu and Best Buy. So I messaged Niall like, welcome back, Scott. So on Thursday morning I ended up waking up earlier, ended up chilling on the couch with Cloud, and I was like actually messaging Niall saying like, yo, like, if you're serious about dinner, like, I'm down for tonight if you are actually available, right? And he's like, yeah, I can make that work. And, like, you know, like, I was telling him, I was like, oh, like, yeah, I'm setting up dinner tonight with Niall if you're cool with that. She's like, yeah. She's like, oh, did you ask Niall if, like, me and Terry could come? And right when I was about to do that, Niall was just like, oh, can Terry and Mel come? I was like, yeah, they can come. I was like, perfect. So what time do you want to do? So she's just like, what time are, like, we available? She's like, well, we do the stream at, like, 2-ish, right? And I'm like, okay. So, and we're going to be up no more than like 2 hours just chilling and talking and trying Canadian snacks, and you're trying B-dubs. And I'm like, yep. So
according to my friend's community,
have fun.
I've got a really nice chest. Well,
only Mel can confirm this.
for enough fish flakes.
Hi, EG.
Got him! Be gone!
Yeah, so basically, thank you, Strife Society, for that. You know, let's put on this song for Mirage, you know. But basically, you know, he's just like, so yeah, you're gonna be trying B-dubs, and then Niall says like, how does 6:30 sound, right? And I'm like, yeah, how does 6:30 sound? And I was like, okay, perfect, right? So whole time, like, I was helping Mel set up the studio and whatnot, and then that stream happened, right? And that stream was a hell of a lot of fun. I'm just glad, like, I just love that how many people were in chat for Mel and me, just like saying like, hurry up and start already and whatnot and blah blah blah. And at one point, I remember like on Wednesday night, I was like reading Mel's like Discord, and I see Pavis saying like, oh, Ollie's staying over. Ooh, take pics, Mel. And she's just like, oh my god, Pavis. She's just like, I'm totally kidding. Maybe. Wink wink. And I'm like, oh my god. Pavis is just like, take pics of Ollie's chest. Did you like measure his chest and whatnot? I'm like, oh my god, Pavis, please. Ooh, okay. Go for it, Shay. Yeah, hell yeah. Right? So, basically, like, you know, Thursday was happening. The B-dubs come through. Well, they came through more at like 2:30-ish. Mel decided to start earlier because, she definitely wanted to write a fanfic. And it was funny, Pizza, because I was talking to Mel about that before the stream started. And then I'm just like, imagine Pavis writing a fanfic saying like, you know, as Mel was setting up the stream and Blowfish Man was taking a shower using her shower, he comes out with a towel on underneath, and out comes Blowfish Man, and Mel walks out to go get a drink. And Blowfish Man comes out at the same time from the washroom, and then she sees Blowfish Man all drenched in water. You know what? Hang on, we could do this better. Hang on. We could do this better. Pavis's fanfic of Miss Melstrife and the Blowfish Man TV. So Thursday morning rolls around in the lovely town and lovely state, I should really be saying, of CT. And as Mel is setting up for the stream, their collab stream, where she tries Canadian snacks and Mr. Blowfish Man TV decides to try Buffalo Wild Wings for the very first time in his Canadian life, he tells Mel, hey, before we stream, while you set up, I am going to go on ahead and take a shower so that, I look good on camera, if that's okay with you. She's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So as he is showering and Mel is setting up, he finishes and, dries up a bit, puts on a towel, and Mel exits the room and decides to go and get a drink because it is really hot in her stream room. But at the same time, both of those doors open, and Mel looks at Blowfish Man as he is currently all wet with his hair down. But what she notices, no problem, pizza, what she notices is that he is currently shirtless with the nicest chest she has ever seen and a rocking six-pack. And he says, what's wrong, Mel? Is everything okay? And then she's all like, I've only seen this in fantasies and hentai, but I can't believe I'm leaving this out for real. Why don't we take things to the washroom? Like something like that. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. Like, I bet you Pavis is like slowly writing this fanfic of this happening. I'm like, oh my god, Pavis, please. Oh Lord, oh my god, air out. Makes me forget Mel is married. Gonna be fully honest. Oh my god. Fishy, please. If Mel were there, she would be dying at that fanfic. Like, honestly speaking. So basically, the stream gets all set up. We have the Canadian snacks ready. And you guys are just going absolutely bonkers in chat because the shared brain cell collab actually happened IRL, and we're just here talking and chatting with you, telling the story of how I thought I damaged my tailbone, but I didn't, in order to surprise her. And so, out of curiosity, for Josh, that wanted to know what snacks I brought her. So I ended up bringing her ketchup chips, all dressed chips, coffee crisp, caramel. She really wanted Aero bars, which I found was an interesting choice. Like, really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'll bring you Aero bars. Why not, right? Because it's literally just like, I don't know how I describe Aero bars. It's very like, when you bite into it, it feels incredibly hollow. That's just why, like, yeah, coffee crisp is sick. Like, I knew that she would like that because she loves coffee. So I was like, yeah, this actually does kind of taste like coffee. So here you go, right? So I got her a bunch of those because I feel like she would like those the best. So I don't know how would I describe Aero bars? Like, it's hard to describe. It's like when you bite into it, it's very, it's like you're biting into air, but there's like a chocolatey taste to it. I don't know. It's kind of tough to describe, right? But like the selling point for Aero bars, for all the Americans that don't know, is that you're supposed to let it melt in your mouth. And I'm like, but dude, like, I ain't gonna be that, I ain't gonna be that patient to the point where it just fucking melts, because it does not melt that fast. So false advertising there, Canada, in my opinion. People get impatient and they just fucking eat it, bro. Like, hey, you can't. Yeah, that's literally what it is, Nerpy. Like, that's literally what it is, which is why, like, when I was like, I want to try Aero bars. I'm like, really? I was like, all right, shit, I guess I'll get you Aero bars, So I got her that, Caramilk as well. And I'm surprised that she actually liked Caramilk. I'm not gonna lie. I got her Mars bars too, which I didn't know was just a Canadian thing. I was like, really? Mars bars are a Canadian thing. I confirmed this with Shadow Walsh, who's way more Canadian than I am, in my opinion. Oh, so what Caramilk is, it's basically, Scott, what that is basically like, like those, like, bars of chocolate that you can take pieces of? Those pieces are filled with, like, caramel, right? Yeah, exactly, right? So I was just like, oh, okay. So, and then I got her butter pecan tarts, and I told Mel, I was like, okay, with these, before you try them, do you have, like, coffee or tea on you? She's like, yeah, I've got my coffee. I was like, okay. Because they're really, like, sweet, so it's best to eat them with, like, coffee or tea. That way it's sort of like, washes down really nicely, right? I didn't know that was just a Canadian thing. I was surprised at that, because I remember, I think I was, like, talking with, yeah, they are really sweet. They're good, but make sure you eat them with coffee or tea. That way, like, you'll enjoy them. Yeah, you'll enjoy them even better. You know what I mean? Like, So I was telling, like, I remember, I think I was talking to, like, Mirage and Otaku. And I'm just like, do you guys have, like, Canadian, like, pecan butter tarts over in the U.S.? They're like, no, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, wow. You know what? I'm going to bring those on, too. That was the toughest one to smuggle, by the way. Because I was making sure that they were still, like, in one piece, but, like, not crumpled up to the point where, like, all the crumbs would go everywhere in, like, the packaging. And thankfully, it was a success. None of the crust went everywhere. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and Mel really enjoyed those. She's like, oh yeah, they are really sweet. She did take like half of one and like ate that half. I was like, you know what? That's really smart. Like, yeah, do that. She ate the half and she's like, they're really good. They're just really sweet. Thankfully, I have the coffee to wash it down. She's like, oh, you're right. Yeah, like, guess next time I'll eat these with my coffee. I was like, yeah, like, and she really liked the ketchup chips. And I'm like, let's go. Ketchup chips are great, man. Like, and she also did say that Canadian all-dressed chips, she told me, they taste different than the American all-dressed chips, right? I was like, okay, right? She told me that American all-dressed chips taste a bit more barbecue-y, whereas the ones I brought her has like a bit more of like a tangy flavor to them, and she's like, I kind of like that though. Like these do taste better than the American kind. I'm like, hey, let's go, right? Oh, dude, like, they're two of my favorite flavors. Like, that, like, it's those two and salt and vinegar for me that are, like, my favorite chip flavors. I'm also a dill pickle kind of guy, because I remember, I think Terry and Mel brought us, like, oh, yeah, we have, like, dill pickled chips over here. And I'm just like, oh, we have those in Canada, too. They're like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. I don't mind them. Like, I'd eat them, What up, Dean? How you doing, bro? So, Thursday night, so after we do the stream, which was a hell of a lot of fun, everyone was throwing money at Mel, and I was like, yes, please, throw money at her. And I remember Pavis is just like, Mel, did you slap Ollie's butt? And I'm just like, she's like, I will donate $100 if you do. And I'm just like, Mel, I can help you make money right now. And she's like, no, Ollie, I'm not going to do that. It's just like, we need to see the 100 first before she goes through with it, though. That was literally me. I was like, we need to see the 100 first. I was like, yo, you're going to make $100 slapping my butt, okay? I want to help you make money. That was literally me. I was like, just fucking do it, right? Yeah, she was like screaming at everyone. I was like, you were gonna make the easiest $100 in your life, and you're probably gonna love doing this. That was literally like me to her in my head, right? I was like, but yeah, like, Mel screaming at people is amazing. Yeah, she was screaming at everyone. I remember like at one point near the end of the stream, I took out my phone because like I left it on there for like the extra view, right? And I just literally dropped 5 gifted subs, and she gave me the death stare. I was losing it. I was just like, 5 gift subs, there you go. It was like, I'm not spending as much money as I thought on this trip. Why not? You know what I mean? Oh, that was funny. She's literally just like, I know, like, everyone was like dying, and I'm just there like laughing, You know what was the funniest question during that whole stream? What was the funniest question to me, Nerpy? When Metal was just like, okay, Mel, can you confirm this for me? Does Ollie own shirts? Because all I see him is wearing tank tops. That was literally him, and I just laughed at that, right? And I'm like, yes, he does actually own shirts. He has a pink shirt that he brought here. He doesn't just wear tank tops, though he does look great in them. Right? So, I was like, yeah, I was wearing tank tops mainly because it was just that hot there, and I don't mind that. I was like, yo, tank tops are great. They're fun, right? So, yeah, basically, after that stream, her and I were taking a little bit of a rest before we went to go meet up with Niall. And me, her, and Terry end up meeting Niall at a restaurant called Sliders, which is like a really cool sports restaurant, right? And it was funny, the whole time we were like in the car, and like Terry rolls up, and she's like, okay, so what do we do? Do we just like get a table for Niall? I was like, yeah, we'll just say table for 4. We'll wait until Niall comes in. Just message him saying like, hey, like we have a table, just say that you're with us, right? I was like, okay, right? So the moment we get out, we see me and Mel get out of her car. Terry gets out of his car because he's coming from work, right? And then we see Niall pop out, and we're like, oh, good. And we knew it was him because he's just such a tall dude, right? And she's like, hi, Niall. And I was like, oh, hey, Mel. So like he gives Mel a hug, and then he looks at me, he's just like, he gives me a hug. He's like, oh, Blowfish, so good to meet you. Like, yeah, nice to meet you too, Niall. So I give him a hug as well, right? And he's just like, yeah, dude, what the fuck? Like, you're huge. And I'm like, right? So we end up going into the restaurant and, you know, chilling, having a good time. I end up getting like a cheeseburger there, which was really delicious. And, you know, I'm just like, is everything okay, Niall? It's like, yeah, dude, it's just that you're a lot more muscular than I thought. The camera does not do you justice at all. I was like, right, that's literally what Mel was saying the whole time, right? And at that point, like, we were all like hanging out, talking and chilling, and Niall wasn't there for when me and Mel told the story on stream. So I was telling him the story, and he was losing it at the part when I was in the back of the truck. I was like, he was losing at the part. Shirtless muscle stream. Okay, so funny enough, Scott, I actually have an interesting idea. Not shirtless muscle, because I could potentially get banned for that. But morning voice Ollie hits different. I will say that. So I want to see if you guys will throw enough community points at me in order to hold like a stream at 8 a.m. and just talk. It's an ASMR stream, you know, at that part. 1 hour, 2 hours of me just talking, you know, at like 8 a.m. in the morning or something. I don't know. You know, something like that, if you guys really want to hear that. So, ASMR stream, I mean, I'm not big on ASMR, but if the people want it, I'll fucking do it. I don't care. Yeah, so the whole time we were talking, eating, Niall's losing at the story. So, right. I actually want to tell you guys, so there was actually a plan before the original plan, which was, you know, Mel coming out of her house and coming to find me in the back of Becca's trunk. The plan before that, so, like, this was the plan before the actual plan. So, like, the original plan was literally, I was gonna pop by Mel's stream, like, during Mel's stream, as, like, Becca's just like, hey, can I borrow something? You know, can I, like, borrow something from stream? You know what I mean? Oh my god, Pavis, please. Let's see. Oh my god, Pavis! Oh my god, Pavis, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, Pavis. No, just, Scott's like, what's your idea? Shirtless muscle stream. That's all he said. That's all he said, right? So basically, what ended up happening was, so the original plan was, I was supposed to get a plane ticket for when Mel roughly starts stream. And I was supposed to pop by at around the 5 p.m. mark for her stream, right? So I wanted to get to, like, Connecticut by, like, 4 o'clock-ish or something. And then Becca, like, basically leaves the door unlocked for me as she, like, pops by stream and says, like, da-da-da. And I pop by, and on camera, and I yell, hey, what's good, Oos? That was originally the plan, right? That was originally the plan, right? So, but what ended up happening was that, and thankfully that wasn't the plan, Pavis, because Mel did not have a camera on during her Monday stream. So I was like, it wouldn't have worked either way, in my opinion. But basically, you know, exactly, right? If I were to actually still follow through with that plan, one way for me to Connecticut would cost me my my round trip ticket. So yeah, I didn't want to pay for that much just to like do that. Not only that, but the trip would, like, the plane trip would have been longer. I would have had to fly to fucking, I don't know, New York, New Jersey, had a layaway flight for like I'd have to wait like 4 hours for a layaway flight and then fly to Connecticut. And like, that was like way too early in the morning. And I'm like, to me, that was not worth the time and money. So that's why I end up wanting to come through at the night instead, because I'm like, one way there is just like, not as much as I thought. And then back was pretty much the same price. I'm like, okay, so like, I will say it was below 1,000 Canadian dollars for the whole round trip ticket. So I'm like, I end up saving a lot of good money. But yeah, what ended up happening, so we were at Thursday, we were chilling with Niall, and we were like telling him about the whole thing. And yes, Niall does sound, he's a lot more quiet off stream, but I feel like a lot of people are. And he's also very tall. I'm sad that we didn't get a selfie just to be like, I met my celebrity dad, you know. I'm sad we didn't do that, but that's okay. But it also made up for the fact that Niall was not coming to Connecticut because he had shit to do on the Saturday. He wanted to come on the Saturday, but he had shit to do with his family on the Saturday. And I'm just like, that sucks, right? But here's the thing that I didn't know about Connecticut, which is pretty wicked. Apparently he like already bought his ticket. So like, I think you can end up using, like, I think you could still end up using your ticket come next year, something like that. I don't know if Mel or Terry or like Becca's in chat, feel free to like correct me on that, something like that. It went something like that, right? So I'm just like, well, I mean, if he gets essentially a free Saturday ticket come next year, that's fantastic in my opinion. And it was just kind of funny though. So what made me laugh was that I was telling Mel and Terry, like, oh, the cons I go to, they will like deliver, like they'll ask you if you want your your con badge to be mailed to you so you could skip the line, right? And they're like, oh, that's so good. That's such a good idea. So that way, like, people don't have to, you know, skip the line. Like that way you don't have to wait in line to get your badge because it's usually a long lineup, blah, 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 and whatnot. It was funny. By the end of the con, like, you know, they get an update about, like, what Connecticut's going to be like next year. And you know what's funny? Connecticut heard me saying, by the way, you could get your badge mailed to you if you'd like. And I'm like, they heard me. Hey, that was like me. I was like, that would actually help out quite a bit. I was like, yo. Because I'm like, wait, this is a local con and they don't do that for their local, you know, people. You know what I mean? So I found that really weird. It was a good con. So, Scott, it's, it was really, like, I, personally for me, like, as much as I did like TwitchCon, it was a little too big for my liking. I mean, no, it wasn't that big. I felt like TwitchCon, it felt more like a networking event than a more like, hey, check out this panel event, or, and as well, like, try a bunch of, like, you know, games kind of event. But here's the thing about TwitchCon, though. Like, I'm getting into that, Scott. Like, here's the thing about TwitchCon that I wasn't a huge fan of, but, like, is what it is because it's Twitch. For the most part, if you're an affiliate, you could walk around. You could walk around, see most of the shit. But there is only a certain area for partners, which I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of that. I'm like, but, you know, according to Rose, that area wasn't all that great anyway. It was mainly just partying and drinking. So I was just like, oh, you know what I mean, right? I was mainly there to hang out, check out San Diego, try out the Like a Dragon Ishin demo, which I did, which was fantastic. But yeah, that's basically what it was. I'm more personally a fan of smaller cons, just because it feels a lot more like, it feels a lot more intimate. There's a lot more room to move around. You also discover like a lot of like hidden gems of artists. You know what I mean? And of course, like hidden gems of people too. It's easier to like talk in there, to move around in there. Funny enough, though, one of the people that I followed due to their D&D dice designs, they were there selling their dice. So I was like tempted to buy a dice set for them. Speaking of, I will bring out those dice sets that I've bought for all the D&D nerds in chat. But like, I don't know. It's just, I prefer smaller cons just because I feel like it's easier to talk to people there. It's not as overwhelming. I can survive in a big con. It's just, I'm not as big of a fan of it, in my opinion. Like, if I were to be given a ticket to, I don't know, say San Diego Comic-Con, I'd still do it. I just feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like if I were to just go for, like, one day for a big con, you would actually need, like, 4 days for a big con, in my opinion. For smaller cons, I feel like, for the most part, one day would do it justice, maybe even 2 days. You know, so that's the thing, right? Oh, God, yeah. People went, and they were maybe a few hours. Yeah, pretty much, right? Like, that's literally what I did in Nerpy. Like, I literally just hung out at the con, checked everything out that I could, then went to go hang out with Snow, Natalie, Gil, Step, Can, KP, like, that's literally all I did. Oh yeah, no, I did have way more fun instead of just going to TwitchCon, right? I am a dice goblin, and I can admit that, Shay. Haha. Oh no, I cut off at the fanfic where we both end up in the washroom. We always need more dice, right? Nerpy, you're a smart man. You're a smart man, Nerpy. I will shake your hand for that idea. So basically, Friday rolls around, first day of con. You know, we're waiting in line. I was just basically dressed up in my for the first day I didn't dress up in any like sort of like cosplay. Saturday I kind of cosplayed, in air quotes, but like I was in that sort of beige shirt with like the colored design on it for all those that have seen it, and house needs to be made of dice, right? A communal house of dice, right? So first day of con, what did we end up doing? I'm trying to remember, because it was just so fun, right? So we were walking around for a bit. We checked out the artist room. I was addicted to dice, of course. Oh, we had a magic show. So first day, so Mel's just like, oh, the only thing I want to check out is like the magic show, as well as like the dating sim panel, and then as well as like the sexy naughty party later on, right? Which was fucking funny because the sexy naughty party had the voice actor for Duke Nukem there hosting it, and that was really fucking funny. Because like he was like spitting out like all these terms. I'll tell you how like the sexy naughty party worked later. So basically the magic show was a hell of a lot of fun. I ended up being a volunteer because like the funniest thing was like so it's like the magician was just like, all right, I'm gonna need a volunteer from this crowd, and I can't just have just anyone, okay? I need somebody who is a really good liar. Immediately, Mel and Terry pointed at me, and I just raised up my hand. I'm like, you know what? After the shit I pulled just now, yes. And they're like, you over there, yeah. And everyone was just like laughing. Like Terry and Mel were dying. Because they immediately looked at me and I'm like, yep. After the shit I pulled, fair. You know what I mean? I was like... So he's like, what's your name? I introduced myself. Okay, Ollie, so what I want you to do is take this coin from me, and I want you to, put your hands behind your back and like shuffle it around a bit, and then pull out your hands, and I'm gonna determine, which coin is in what hand. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I did that. So he ended up, so he's just like, okay, like I'm gonna, like try to read like what he's doing. So here's the thing: the moment that I know what coin is in which hand the coin is in. So it's on the left one. Open your hand, Ollie. I was just like, so he's like, okay, you got me. He's like, so how I knew, Ollie, that you were hiding the coin in your left hand was the moment you brought out your hands, you glanced over your left one just a little bit. And I'm just like in my head, I was like, bullshit, you're pulling some magic shit on me. He's like, okay, try again, Ollie. So I'm doing it again, and I put it in my left again. Okay, so now I know what he did right here. So originally, the moment I told him to bring out his hands, he switched from right to left last minute to see if he could get me. It's definitely in the left, and I'm like, I was just like, bro, what? So he's like getting me. So he's like, okay, so now here's the real test. Ollie, did you come here with anybody? And I'm just like, I did. Where are they? So I point to Mel and Terry. So they're with me on this trick now, right? Like up on the stage. And they're like, all right, both of you come up here, and I need one more person, one more volunteer, anybody, right? So like someone else comes up on stage. It's like, oh yeah, what's your names? My name is Mel, and you, Terry, and whatnot. I was like, okay, so what I need you guys to do is I'm not gonna look at you guys. You guys pass around the coin to whoever, and I want to see if I could tell out of the four of you who has the coin, right? So Terry had the coin. We put it in his right hand the whole time, and he's like, okay. So everybody stick out their hands. So before I even try to guess what where the coin went out of you four, I'm just gonna see. I'm going to know based off of how honest you are, and you guys can answer honestly with this next question I'm gonna say, or not honestly, just to see, right? Could have been Niall. I wish, right? So like, welcome back, by the way, Pizza, right? And I'm just like, all right, so here's my question, you guys. Are you guys big Attack on Titan fans? And I'm just like, I don't really watch it, but I know it happens. Mel and Terry are like, oh yeah, we love Attack on Titan. Welcome back, welcome in, Fishy, right? So like, and it's like, all right, so my question to you four is, I'm gonna ask Ollie first. Eren Yeager did nothing wrong. And I'm like, oh God, I've heard that meme everywhere. As a joke, I kind of laughed and I was like, no, right? Because I had no idea what he did for the most part. So I just said no, and they're like, okay. Goes up to Terry, and he's all like, Terry, Eren Yeager did nothing wrong. And Terry's like trying to make things complicated. He's just like, Charlie Brown teacher, wah, 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 wah. Isn't that what you're like at your job though, Scott? We're on like the Friday, like the first day of Connecticut on pizza, or like really the second day, because apparently it started Thursday. So like the whole time, I have my hands out. And he's like, Terry. He's like trying to make things obvious. He's like, well, it depends on your opinion, what right or wrong is. Like, okay, yes or no, Terry. He did nothing wrong. And he's just like, yes. And he's like, okay, Mel, Eren Yeager did nothing wrong. No. And it's just like, okay. And like the fourth person answer, he's like, all right, so based off of everybody's answer, you have it, Terry, in your right hand. And he's like, wait, what? And it was just so funny. Yeah, he is very technical, right? He's just like, and he still got caught, and we were like, ah, and whatnot. So he tried to, he was like, thank you so much to our volunteers and whatnot. And like the assistant, so the magician also had like his friend with him, who was also not really like an assistant, but more of like a straight man. But he could also do like he could also do tricks too. So he was a bit more of like the, not really like serious, just more like it's like the dynamic between me and Mirage. I'm the more energetic one, and he's more of just like the dry humored kind of like straight man one. So like it's basically if Mirage was like doing magic tricks, right? So every time, oh, that is a good choice, Pizza. Yeah, that's a good choice, my dude. That is a really, really good choice, honestly speaking. Fantastic choice. Mwah. I love it, Pizza. But basically, so the straight man was doing like magic and whatnot, and he did really good. But like the thing that I was mildly concerned about was the fact that like the thing I was mildly concerned about was the fact that he kept making "my dad left me" jokes. And it's so funny because like some people are like leaving during the show to go to other places, and he would like cash it. He was like, folks, where are you going? Come on, I'm not that bad at magic. And they're like, oh, we have another panel, but you're doing really good. And he's like, fine, you guys could leave, just like my dad left when he went to go get milk. And everyone's just like, oh no. I was just like, oh no, not the milk, not dad leaving for milk kind of joke. Oh my god, like, no, I was like, guys, I'm okay, don't worry. And everyone's just like, uh-huh, sure, right? They're like, oh my god. So like, he was just like laughing there. I was like, I hope you're okay, because he kept making those jokes. I'm like, this is a little concerning now at this point, right? And then basically the magic show ended. So Mel ended up bringing me to, right after that, it was the dating sim panel one, and that was the funniest shit ever. Mel's just like, so Ollie, I wonder how many dating sims you're gonna recognize from this presentation. I was like, probably a few, right? Probably a few of them. And it also gave me ideas for like Monday night games. Yeah, it was a dating sim section, right? For like, you know, like Monday afternoon games, right? So you know what they opened up? It's like, oh, welcome to the dating sim panel, blah, 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 and whatnot. It was like a PowerPoint presentation, which I found hilarious. And they're like, all right, the first dating sim we're going to be talking about is, and Hatful Boyfriend pops out, and I'm just like, yeah, I know that one. And Mel's like, wait, you do? I was like, yeah, that was the first game I ever streamed, like, ever. And I was like, Mel was just dying, and they're explaining how, like, Hatful Boyfriend works, and, like, someone in the crowd was absolutely losing it, and I mean losing it, like, dying, like, he was, like, laughing, so he's like, oh my god, I can't! You date fucking birds, and I'm like, bro, it's not that funny. You know what I mean? Like, I was laughing mainly because he was laughing, because, like, I don't think it was that funny, right? So, like, yeah, like, the guy was dying, like, every single time, right? Right? And, like, at one point, she's like, by the way, you're not just dating birds, you know, sorry, you are dating birds, it's just, they also have human forms, right? So the next slide is just like, at one point in the game, you can actually, it's like, yeah, at one point in the game, you can actually turn off if you want to see their human forms, or you could just stick to seeing their bird forms, right? So, like, basically, they show, like, the bird form and the human form for each, like, love interest and whatnot, and, like, the way that they're describing it, too. Yeah, exactly. It is way funnier in-game than just knowing the bird part, right? So, like, the guy was just dying. He's like, we have, like, the sexy doctor over here, the teacher that's just narcoleptic, we have your childhood friend who has stomach problems, you know what I mean? It's like, who's a rock dove? And everyone just, like, that guy just kept losing it, dude. It's like, oh yeah, we also have, like, a Filipino bird over here, where you end up dating him, like, you know, you're basically in, like, his own, like, fantasy world and whatnot, right? And, like, you know, you're having fun in there. And, like, the guy just looks like, and, like, so do we have any questions so far? You guys with us? Someone immediately in the crowd was just like, okay, question. So, he's like, so, are you a bird dating birds? Or are you a human dating birds? And she's like, I'm glad you brought that up, because we're actually about to get to the next part. So you're a human in a more hunter-gatherer society, and you live in a fucking cave, and everyone just lost it. I'm like, it's true, you do live in a cave. Even Mel was dying. She's like, wait, what? You live in a cave? And she was like laughing, just like, yeah, you do, right? So, the whole time, like, you know, she's explaining the whole thing, and then the next one was just like, oh, my horse prince, which was basically about you falling in love with a horse, and that guy could not stop laughing at that one. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, it's not that funny. It's like, basically how the horse prince works, guys, is that you're dating a horse. I kid you not, you are dating a horse, or trying to. And like, and basically how you see the horse is picture just a horse body, but with an anime boy face. It looked fucking stupid. It was so funny. I was laughing. It's like, I've heard of this one, but I've never played it, right? And that guy could not stop laughing. Apparently there's a rival horse that's trying to like steal you away from that horse and whatnot. And I'm like, oh my God. It was like ridiculous. And like, you know, the rival horse was like an edgy looking anime boy with like a horse body. Like, oh my God. Like, it was just so stupid, right? Like, and we were like all dying, you know? So I'm like, okay, this is good. Oh, the funniest one I didn't expect in that fucking panel, guys, was, hang on, let me pause. I need silence for this next one I'm about to tell you guys, okay? I did not expect that there was an actual John Cena dating sim game where every love interest is a different kind of John Cena. Like, you have like the delinquent John Cena, you have the teacher John Cena, you have Jesus Cena, and that's apparently like the secret ending where like you end up dying and you meet Jesus Cena. And like, yeah, it was great. And like, yeah, I was just like, I kind of want to play this now because this looks absolutely funny. Like all the, like literally like, no, you can't see him. That's the problem, right? And like literally all of the love interests are literally like John Cena's like doing like the flex pose like this and like just drawn like differently. Like one has a mustache, one has like a leather jacket on and whatnot, like poorly drawn. And like I was like dying. Jesus Cena looked funny. Oh yeah, there's also like a monster John Cena with like 4 arms that you get to fight apparently. I was just like, okay, wait. What? Okay, I kind of want to play this one. I'm not gonna lie, because this looks fucking funny. And I think it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like free somewhere. I need to find it, right? But like, I could not stop laughing at that one. And at one point, like, they went into this one dating sim that's not really a dating sim. And it was actually like made by like, I think it was a collaborative effort between...
Some say we lost. I didn't lose. He lost.
I didn't lose. He lost. And I'm not gonna lie, that did happen when we were playing Mario Party. At one point. So, like, the whole time, it's just like different kinds of John Cenas. You get to die in one ending, and like apparently you meet Jesus Cena, which is like the best ending. I don't know why. So yeah. Anyway, back to the one dating sim that's not really a dating sim. So basically, it was a collaborative effort between Disney and the artist of Black Butler, which I found really interesting. I was like, oh, so this is like legit. What the heck, right? So basically how this whole thing worked was you got like a lot of the animal kind of villains in Disney movies. So you had like Scar, you had like any sort of like animal villain in like a Disney villain, but they were like drawn as humans, right? Or like, it was like a lot of like small time villains in like Disney films, like I believe Jetsam. Oh, thank you, Pavis. Jetsam and Flotsam was drawn as like humans and whatnot. So Asagao Academy. That sounds pretty interesting. I'll definitely write that down, Scott. That wasn't brought up in the presentation, though. I will say that. So basically, the whole time, like, you know, they're educating us, and at one point, they're like, at one point, me and Mel died at this because we immediately thought of you, Pavis. We immediately thought of you, right? So it's like, so it's a dating sim kind of gotcha game, right, guys? And then like the next like, so we're all hopefully responsible adults out here, right? And everyone's like, yeah, we have bills to pay, right? Yeah, it's really easy to get sucked into gotcha games. So she like presses the button and like shows all the pictures of all like the people you could play as in the game, right? And like the titles are just like, don't spend your money on these 2D hot boys. And like everyone, like me and Mel just fucking died. Me and Mel died, and we were both like, Pavis. Like this slide here is for Pavis, and like, like me and Mel were like dying. We're like, oh my God. So like, oh, speaking of Diluc, his voice actor was there. So my plan was literally just like, I wanted to go up to Sean Chiplock and be like, I need a 2D hot boy, right? I didn't. There was too many people there trying to get his autograph, Pavis. But I did see him in the flesh twice. And he has very similar fashion sense to me. He likes wearing a lot of like bright colors, you know? Pavis, I couldn't even get to him. That's how many people were there, right? So here's the thing, Pavis. Like, I mean, honestly, because you gave me that, I might do that next time I see him at a con. I'm kidding. Basically, what I wanted to do for Pavis was go up to him, record him saying "I love you, my Pavonius Knight," just to see how Pavis would react. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. So what I did notice was that for each voice actor who was there, they would have like a sign saying, "Hey, you want a selfie? It's like $20. You want an autograph? It's $30. You want a recording? $30." All that kind of stuff, right? What I did notice was that Sean Chiplock's table, or booth, I should really be saying, didn't have the option to pay for a recording. So either way, the plan wouldn't have worked. And not only that, but I don't think I was like willing to drop. Favis, please, Favis, just Jesus Christ, Favis. But but basically, like, I kind of got where, yeah. I kind of got where. Oh my god. Anyway, so here's the thing though, like, I don't completely blame him for not making recordings available because of what's going on, the writer's strike and like AI and everything. So I'm just like, oh shit. So that's a good point. So like at first I was like a little bit disappointed, but I'm like, wait, that makes sense because of like AI going around, you know what I mean? So that's the thing, right? Like some of the other people there were actually like okay with being recorded for like $30, and that's fine, right? But like I get why Sean Chiplock did what he did, and I get why people are also like charging for their recordings, like, so, because I'm like, hey, like this AI shit's like getting out of hand, and I'm like, you know what, fair. I will say, so Pizza, if you're in, wait, I did tell Pizza this. For those that have watched the Danganronpa anime, I ended up going to the Q&A for Leon Kawada's voice actor, funny enough, because I know him for other shit too, right? And anyway, yeah, I will say this is gonna be a quick one. This was in Saturday morning, 10 a.m. So Scott, he asked, does anyone have any questions? So I knew him. I always know him as Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho, because Yu Yu Hakusho is like one of my favorite OG animes of all time, right? And he immediately answers my question. My only question to him was, how many times have you lost your voice yelling Spirit Gun? Because you yell it so much, right? So I raised my hand, I was like, yeah, you over there, right? And I'm just like, oh, for those who watch My Hero Academia, he voices Kirishima, Pavis. To be specific with you, I got to talk with Kirishima's voice actor, and he answered my question, right? So he answered my question, like, yeah, you over there, right? Oh, and Kid, by the way, Pavis, he did talk about Kid and Kirishima. He's like, Kid's a fucking badass, you know what I mean? Like, he loves him, right? So he asked me, I was like, so how many times did you lose your voice yelling Spirit Gun, right? And he like kind of laughed at that. He's like, and he's just like, that's a funny question, man. And he's just like, by the way, what's your name? And he's like, oh, my name's Ollie. He's like, all right, well, Ollie, honestly speaking, dude, like, I might sound like it's 10 in the morning. You know how us voice actors get, or people in general get, when it's like morning voice. You kind of sound like you drank a whole lot of car battery acid, like how I sound like right now. But look, check this out. Spirit Gun! He like yelled at the top of his voice. I'm just like, oh shit, right? So it's like, see? I never did. It's just that, you know, it's like, it just came naturally to me, but definitely there was some roles where I did need more of like that, and just like, you know, and just like, basically it just wouldn't come out, and I'm just like, oh no. And I'm like, and I started to laugh. He's like, but yeah, thanks for the question. I didn't, Pavis, because out of respect, that's the reason why, right? I was like, I don't think, he never mentioned saying anything like, you can record this. I was like, I didn't want to do that in case he was not cool with it, right? That was the thing, right? That's the thing, right? I was like, unless he says you're completely cool with recording me, then I'll do it. But he didn't say that, so I was like, I'm not gonna do that, you know, because he's also one of my favorite voice actors too, and I'm just like, yeah, because I'm like, here's another thing, Scott, is that, you know, myself included, like, voice actors are, you know, getting shafted due to AI happening, and I'm like, I'm with that too. I was like, no. Like, I'm not, like, as funny as some of the shit is, like, I'm not 100% cool with it as a voice actor, right? That's the thing. Yeah, that's another thing, right? So I'm just like, hey, the fact that he yelled Spirit Gun for me, live and in person, is amazing. So I was like, live and he asked my name. He asked my name, you know, like, I was like, he asked for my name. And by the way, Mel pointed out, by the way, he's the only one whose name you asked for. And I'm just like, I was like, just like, I was like, being like, and I'm just like, I like to think I'm special in his eyes, but that's probably not the case. Hopefully, right? Yeah, but he was like a really nice dude, man. Like, honestly speaking. And it's just kind of funny though, because he also had a similar upbringing to me when it came to just using your voice in general. He's just like, yeah, dude, like before I got into voice acting even, like, I actually started off in a lot of rock and metal bands, and I looked at Mel, I'm just like, oh my god, he and I have the same origin story. That's literally me, right? He's just like, he and I have the same origin story. And like, Mel was like dying. He's just like, oh my god, that's so funny, right? He's just like, I was like, oh shit, right? And when he mentions that, I was like, I can hear that with the amount of times, the kind of voices he does are like, very like, you know, like, right now, Nerpy, I'd love to show you, but right now I'm still in recovery mode. Even though, like, okay, honestly speaking, guys, how do I sound currently? Because I'm still currently, like, recovering fully. I'm not even surprised by that pizza. I like to do their voice, but good to not record. Oh, that was amazing. Yeah. I was like, if only it were Sean Chiplock. Yeah, no, like, I got to see him, right? I know, yeah, because I'm fully trying to, like, fully recover right now, and I'm doing pretty good. So, hey, I kind of like the rasp, though. I don't know. Well, Pavis likes raspy in general. I kind of like rasp, too, right? So, funny enough, though, Scott, hey, let's go. That's awesome. Oh, my God, Pavis, Jesus Christ. Well, damn indeed, right? So basically, where was I? Shit. Right. Anyway, so, I forgot to mention. So, the WWE corporate building is in Connecticut. I sadly didn't get to go. That's okay. But to make up for it, I also ended up, I also ended up getting to watch a cosplay wrestling promotion, which was amazing. And Green Arrow was the heel, and he was the heel champion, and everyone's trying to take him down. Originally, Little Mac was the John Cena of the promotion, and he was fighting Balrog from Street Fighter at one point for the championship, but then he ended up losing it to Green Arrow. I mean, I don't know about that, Scott. Someone was wrestling as Waluigi and Wario as well. Like, that was amazing. There was a Wolverine. By the way, with the Wolverine, I felt really bad for the Wolverine because he actually did get injured during the match because he was like going off the top rope, but he ended up slipping and landed funny. And I'm like, ooh, that's a botch, right? So what they ended up doing was, Ryu hit a Hadouken on him as his finishing move and pinned him. So I was like, okay, fair. And like, I was just like, oh shit. So they actually like end up bringing him, getting him some like medical attention and whatnot. So that was pretty good. Dildo? Oh my god, Pavis, please. What's that? Pavis, you goddamn know what that is. I may or may not have seen Mel's stuff. What? Kidding. I'm kidding. I totally didn't see it. I totally didn't see that. I totally didn't see what Mel uses when she's pissed off at Terry. What? Anyway, yeah. So I was very happy at the fact that I got to see a live wrestling show, even though it was amateur wrestling. It was still a lot of fun to watch, like, rest in peace to that Wolverine, man. Like, I hope he's okay, because he like slipped off the top rope and landed funny. So they had to end that like match really quickly, right? So the funniest promo, oh my god, Pavis, the funniest promo that happened in that that whole wrestling thing was that it was a fatal 5-way between Link, Ryu, Terry Bogard, Little Mac, and Waluigi. And everyone was cheering for Waluigi. It was amazing. I was cheering for Waluigi. Like, his whole thing is literally just like, wah, 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 wah. Everyone is just like, wah, wah, wah. And he's like coming out like with his entrance to music, and then like he gets into the ring. And then he's all like, wait. Oh my god. Nerfy! Oh my god, that's amazing. But anyway, so Waluigi asks for a mic, and he's all like, ladies and gentlemen, Waluigi has something to say before this match starts. And everyone's just like, everyone like quiets down, and he's all like, so, Waluigi is a sad, and everyone's just like, aww. Do you know why? Because everyone in this ring, except for me, is in Smash Bros. And everyone's just like, oh, right? And he's like, but you know what? I think the reason I'm not in Smash is because they're afraid of me. They're scared of Waluigi. And everyone's just like, yeah! So Waluigi will win this one. And everyone was like behind Waluigi. And Waluigi ended up winning by low blowing all of them while the ref wasn't looking. And ended up pinning fucking Little Mac, and I died. And everyone was like behind him. Everyone's like, wah, 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 wah. And he's like doing the Daniel Bryan, like, yes, except like, wah, wah, wah. Everyone was like yelling it at. I was actually really happy for him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like, yay, let's go, right? So actually, my favorite match while watching that was it was Wario versus fucking Green Lantern of all people, right? And at one point, so here's how Wario won. I fucking lost it. So Wario's dressed up like how he is in Smash, his like first costume, like the biker Wario is how he's dressed up as, not like regular Wario, right? With like the biker helmet and whatnot. So here's how he ends up winning, because he's like clearly getting his ass whooped half the time, but he's just like taunting and like having fun, right? Not really like wrestling, like what some heels do. So at one point, like the ref is turned around because I think something was like in the crowd just saying like, hey, that's not allowed, right? So at one point, Wario picks up his fucking bicycle or bike helmet, and like Green Lantern sees him, he throws it to Green Lantern. Green Lantern catches it, and then as the ref turns around, Wario just falls down on the ground, right? And then like the ref's like, hey, Green Lantern, what are you doing with that bicycle? And he's just like, no, it wasn't me. And Wario's just like, he gets up, he's just like, he hit me with that, ref, he hit me with that. And everyone's just dying. He's like, what are you doing? Here, give me that. So the ref takes it from him. And like, as the ref takes it from him and turns around, Wario like goes to the crowd, he's just like, and everyone's just like dying. And I'm like, yeah. And like, you know, Green Lantern's trying to explain to himself as the ref is turned around. And then Wario just low blows him and then goes for the pin. And everyone just like died and he wins. I was like, you know what? That's really smart, right? I was like, no way did this motherfucker pull an Eddie Guerrero just now. That was really me. Wario pulling an Eddie Guerrero. Hell yeah, right? Oh, that was great. And Wario ended up winning. That ended up, you know, with him getting over with the people. And by the end of like the wrestling promotion, you know, Green Arrow still held the championship. And everyone fucking hated him. And the best part was that it was like, so for the championship, it was him versus Miles Morales. That was a great match, by the way. It was really well done. Like, Miles Morales was like a high flyer. Snow, hey, how you doing? Miles Morales, so Pavis, if you want me to tell you how Miles Morales fought in the ring, he kind of fought like Rey Mysterio in a way. Like, he's very high flyer, very small and whatnot. So it was really enjoyable watching him fight like Green Arrow, right? He did a lot of like high flying moves like Rey. Yeah, it was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie to witness. Feel free to shout out Snow mods. Snow. How was San Diego Comic-Con? Because I know that was happening the same time as Connecticut. So how was that? Tell me about how that went, Snow. And how was your week, by the way? Thank you, pizza. Right. Let's see here. I'm currently talking about Connecticut. Snow was with me the whole time as I was doing the whole Mel plan. Like, I was telling her, I was like, oh, by the way, I'm fine, Snow. Like, this is just to deceive Mel. Because I'm pretty sure, Snow, you got, like, a little bit worried when I dropped that announcement. She's like, I think Snow's a bit worried. Let's reassure her, you know what I mean? Because I do remember telling Snow a while back, right? So, so basically what ended up happening was that Miles Morales lost to Green Arrow via Dirty Pin. And everyone was really pissed off about that. And here's what ended up happening. Like, so, here's your winner, Green Arrow. Everyone's like, boo. boo, right? And at one point they were having like a cheer off during the match. Everyone was cheering for Miles. People were like booing Mr. Green Arrow. And at one point, Green Arrow deadass took like the belt for during the cheer off, went up to the top rope, held up like this, and he yelled, "Acknowledge me!" Everyone's just like, boo! Everyone like booed even harder. Like, you did not just pull a Roman Reigns just now. Hell no, you did not just pull a Roman Reigns. I fucking died at that, right? So after that match, you know, Miles exits and Wario comes out. Right? Wario comes out and he goes into the ring and like Green Arrow's like making fun of him as usual. And then Wario like points to the championship. Everyone's just like, oh, right? And he's just like, this? And he's like laughing. I'm like, haha, you're really funny. And he turns around and then Wario just like low blows him. And everyone was just cheering like, yeah! And then Wario did like the classic like Wario taunt where he's just like, eat my dust, where he like slaps his butt and then like walks out the arena. And everyone just died at that. Irish Skulls, how are you? Yeah, I was just like, I should probably tell Snow. Busy AF. Oh no, that's good. My voice is currently recovering from the con. I was having so much fun at that wrestling stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Another really funny match, guys, was... I'm glad to see you too, Miss Skulls. I'll probably start pulling for Blade at around, like, the 4 o'clock mark, I'd say. Because I'm like, I want to catch up with you guys as well as tell you, like, how my trip went in Connecticut, which is, I'm currently at the Connecticut part. One of my favorite matches was Master Roshi versus Fat Thor. I didn't, sadly. I actually didn't. I saw Deluxe VA... I did see Sucrose's VA as well. I saw The Witcher's VA. The Witcher's VA was here. He seemed like a really nice guy. Who else? Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time, seriously speaking. Yeah, how are you doing, by the way, Mr. Skulls? Yeah. It was Fat Thor versus Master Roshi, which was an amazing match. And Master Roshi won with the funniest way. So, like, he threw Thor out of the ring at one point, right? Because Thor's like, guys, I'm not gonna do this. It's an old man versus the God of Thunder. How is he gonna, like... I'd look really bad if I beat him up. Everyone's just like, what? And he turns around and fucking, you know, we just see the guy playing Master Roshi throw him over his shoulder. We're all like, oh! And he's just like, oh. Oh, wow. This is like, so Thor's actually like kind of starts going in at some points. And it was like kind of funny to watch. Because like Master Roshi was like avoiding him so much and whatnot. And like running around the ring at that one point. So how he ended up winning was that he hit Thor with a Kamehameha and Thor ended up going out of the ring. And at one point like the countdown was happening. So he goes outside the ring and he's like looking around. Master Roshi's like looking around at some points. And he sees like a random con worker and like drags him and he's like, well, what are you doing? And like he finds like duct tape on the table that he's by, grabs the duct tape, ties Thor to him and runs into the ring and waits until the count out happens. And everyone's just dying. He's like, yeah, Master Roshi won. I was actually so happy that Master Roshi won that one. That one was amazing. Yeah, I was just like, you know what, fair. Oh, that was really, really funny. I died at that one. It's like, we just see him, like, taping the guy up, and, like, he goes back into the ring the moment it's like, 7! It's like, wait! And Thor's just like, and he's, like, tripping, trying to get inside the ring. That was amazing. It's like, I've never seen that live in person. Oh, God. You have a 3-hour break. Let's go. But, yeah, that was, like, the whole... I loved watching... Watching wrestling live definitely hits different, and it was a lot more fun, I'd say. Like, sure, you might not see... Like, some of the magic might be broken because, again, you know, wrestling's choreographed. Let's be real here. But it was still fun regardless. I don't know. He's probably taking the wrestling. Like, you know, he had a long stream yesterday from what I understand. So it's all good if he was resting. It's a long break. Fair point. At least you're here, though, Snow. Snow, by the way, did you know about this? Did you know about this, Snow? Apparently, Miss Natalie Makes Stuff got me something from San Diego Connecticut, which she's going to send to me, and which I will unbox. Did you know about this, Snow? Because I'm just like, wait, what? So I'm excited for that now, so thank you, Natalie, if you're in chat for that. You did not have to do that, but thank you. But yeah. I was like, did you know about this, Snow? I was like, because she messaged, she's like, by the way, I got you something. I was like, wait, what? I was like, thank you, you didn't have to do that, right? So I guess you did know about it. Dang it, Snow. No, no. Yeah, no. You should be fine. I'm not worried about Oos at all. My Oos at all. So, yeah. So Friday. Right, Sexy Naughty Party. So let's do the Friday night. So, Sexy Naughty Party, that was hosted by John St. John, the voice of Duke Nukem. And that was a lot of... It was so funny, because, like, basically the questions he was asking was just like, hey, what's this? What's that? And me and Mel were, like, trying to guess, right? At one point. At certain points, like, some of the questions, like, one of the questions... Oh, we're back in ads? Oh, alright. I don't know. A lot of shopping happened over the con. Same. Right. Snow, speaking of con stuff, so I got this new tank top, which is really cute. And it's called Self-Care is Not Selfish. So I thought that was really great. I got that. Oh! Who did that? Thank you for that. You did not have to do that. Oh, no, you're good. We got that. And we also have this. You know what? We also have this, like, Hanya sort of, like, kimono jacket as well. And, yeah, I love it. And, for the D&D nerds in chat, 1 second, let me just put a quick BRB up. Oh no, what happened to my gone fishing? Ayo! Oh, well that was weird.
A nat 20, huh?
Oh, enjoy the nat 20.
Okay. Do you remember that one workout stream I promised? Well, you're gonna get a bit of it right here, right now. And in the words of my lovely, lovely inspiration, Mr. Iron Sheik.
Adrenaline in my soul, every thought out of control. Do it all to get them off their feet.
I'm really fucking tired. That was a good workout. I drink some of this, yeah?
You definitely did come back at a great time, Scott. Okay, I am back with my D&D dice. Let's see here. Snow, here are some of these custom ones I got. They said that they were bardic. So check this out. So here's what the nat 20, the D20 dice looks like. Very, very cool. There's like music notes on it too. I don't know if you guys can like see like the music notes in the corner there. Click Clack Rocks, right? Like, can you guys see like the music notes in the corners and whatnot? So this is like a bardic set. Here's the hang on. Here's like the rest of them too, if that's the case. Yeah, I'm like, I can't wait to start rolling these. By the way, my first roll with this, I asked, hey, is this con gonna be amazing? And guess what? I rolled a nat 20, and it was amazing. And then I bought this for so the booth where I shot the whole thing, where it was just like, hey, I don't have a dice problem. I got these at this booth because these look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, these look pretty cool. Right? Very thankful it wasn't a crit fail. I got a crit fail in San Diego saying, am I gonna die here? I got a nat 1 and I died. That was so funny. So this was actually $7 USD. But their deal was if you buy 4 sets of these, it's 25 USD. I'm just like, dude, what? That is a steal. Like, but I couldn't find like 3 other sets that I really liked looking at. Yeah, I love blue. It's my favorite color. Yeah, blue's my favorite color, so this looks really cool. I couldn't find like any other sets that I really liked. No problem, pizza. Have a good day at work. Right, so Sexy Naughty panel. You know, we were like answering questions. It was interesting hearing Duke Nukem say, put that dick in your mouth, because at one point, for a competition, like, two volunteers had to eat as many, like, candied dicks in order to win, like, a certain prize. There wasn't, Pavis, but purple has become your favorite. That's a good color, right? And at some points, like, they were, like, playing with dildos, like, a little dildo competition, like a dildo relay race. That was hilarious, in my opinion. Like, the dildo, like, but how it worked was, like, they would place it between their legs and, like, kind of shuffle over and, like, try to pass the other person the dildo by, like, putting their pelvis out. There was a lot of hentai panels, but I will get to, speaking of Faku, right? I will get to Faku, by the way. Because I did cosplay someone from Faku Pavis, and people recognized, like, hey! People recognized who I was from Faku. I was the Mega Milk Girl, except, it really was dildo time. It was hilarious, and Mel and I were, like, dying, you know what I mean? And it was kind of funny, because, like, lips shaped like dicks. I mean, kind of, like, the candied dicks that they were eating, like, it was pretty funny, like, because every time someone answered a question right, they would get, like, a small package of lube, and, or, like, a coupon to, like, a sex shop, which is what made me laugh, in my opinion. And, like, so, it was interesting hearing Duke Nukem, like, talk like this, you know what I mean? And, like, talk about dicks and whatnot, and, like, certain terms, like, hey, what's a devil's triangle? And I'm like, I know what a devil's triangle is, you know what I mean? And that was, like, super duper funny, because people were, like, so nervous to show their degen side. And, like, you could tell people were, like, hesitant to answer some of the questions, like, it's fine, you're completely safe here, fucking answer it, right? And, like, what is it? It's a threesome with two guys and one girl. That's tell you what it is. Why it's a triangle. So I knew it as the Eiffel Tower. I'm not gonna lie. And like, it's kind of funny. Bonus question for all the guys in chat. And he's all like, "What is the #1 rule when it comes to a devil's triangle?" And someone was just like, "Yeah, you over there. Never look at each other in the eye. Never look each other in the eye, because it's weird." He's like, "Exactly." And I fucking died at that. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a city named Dildo in Canada. That's amazing. I'm telling Mel that. She will die. She will die hearing that. So that was basically our Friday night. Oh. Scott! Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for the 3 months, dude. Whoa. And it's just kind of funny, speaking of, like, dirty shit and dildos, like, is it just me, or does the stream elements update kind of look like, you know, messages you get from Pornhub? Like, I'm not even joking. Did Pornhub buy them out or something? Like, honestly, it looks like Pornhub messages. I'm not even joking. Is that just me, chat? They look like messages you get from the fucking hub. In my opinion. So, like, yeah. Saturday rolled around. That's when I decided to dress as, the Mega Milk Lady. And I had the tightest jeans on. I had the tightest jeans on for that. I was like, I'm gonna put on the tightest jeans I own and the Mega Milk shirt and see how many people just recognize who I am. A lot of people did. They're like, yo, you're the Mega Milk Girl. I was like, right? And I even walked by the hentai panel. Everyone's just like, nice shirt. I was like, yeah, right? That was really me. That's your mind right now, Ollie. He's like, oh, Pavis, you know what your mind is right now? The fact that, you know, you're degen as fuck. That's what. And it was kind of funny because, like, the sexy naughty party, Mel and I were like, we should bring Pavis here just to see how she would react. And I'm like, oh my god, right? And we brought Pavis to the sexy naughty part. You're the one who said that you literally said you wanted Sean Chiplock to moan as Deluke, not degen my ass. I was like, not degen my ass, huh? And I mean, the fact that you talked about riding horses too, like, you know. Yeah, no, Mel was like dying at that cosplay I was wearing. She's just like, oh my god, those jeans are pretty tight. I was like, right? Oh my god. So I was walking around like that. Oh, so one funny thing. Do we need to play the horse convo? We might have to, Alex. But one funny thing that actually happened on my Saturday was, so the people who did the magic show that I mentioned on Friday, they were hosting another panel where they were doing a 21 plus scavenger hunt, right? So basically we would have to find like certain things that caught and bring it back to them for points. So the first thing we had to do was find a Pokeball. We did that. Second thing was, I believe the second thing was a bit harder. It's like, bring us discreetly. I need you guys to bring in, you know, a piece of hentai for us discreetly, right? And like, yo, how do you do that, right? Some people actually end up doing that. And mine and Mel's team was literally called Mega Milk because I was wearing like the Mega Milk right here. And I was like, yeah, baby. Every time our team was called, I'd be like, yeah, Mega Milk, baby. That was literally me, right? And everyone would just die, right? So at one point, the round after we had to bring the hentai, they're like, all right, here's the next thing that all of you need to bring us. We need you. Hey, let's go, Frankie. Yo, congrats on your EULA. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, buddy. Mods, can we give a quick shout to Frank is a Dark Boy, aka my voice acting Filipino brother, all the way in Cali. I know that you were at. How was San Diego Comic Con for you, man? Because I went to a con as well called Connecticut, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. And I'm telling stories about that. But Frank, how are you, my dude? Amazing, dude. I can imagine. Yeah, Connecticut was a shit ton of fun too, man. Dude, if I could, I would, right? But yo, Frank, I end up meeting. I'm sure you watch My Hero Academia. I ended up meeting and talking to Kirishima's voice actor, and he asked for my name, so that was amazing. I was like, because I knew him as Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho, right? And I asked him, I was like, bro, how many times have you lost your voice yelling Spirit Gun? And he like laughed at that question. He's like, what's your name, man? He's like, my name's Ollie. He's like, oh, nice to meet you, Ollie. And I'm like, that was like me in my heart, right? Yeah, I'm at Kirishima's VA. And he asked for my name, Fishy. He asked for my name. He's one of my senpais, like actually speaking, and he asked for my name. According to Mel, you are famous. No, I'm not, Tal. How you doing? Clearly. How you doing, Tal? Yeah. Oh, she asked for... Ooh. You met Midnight? Let's go. Elizabeth Maxwell is a good voice. She's a fantastic voice actress, by the way. I want to be one. Please, Hoyo. I wish. It would be... Like, you know what's funny? Because I told my best friend about this, who's also in the voice acting scene. He's just like, imagine if you got to work for Funimation and you walk into a studio with him being there and he'd be like, have we met before? I'd be like in my head, should I tell him it was Connecticut 2023? Would it be weird if I remembered when I met him, guys? I'm sorry about that, Tal. I'm doing pretty good. We're just here chilling and talking. I'm catching up with everybody here about how my trip to Connecticut went. But yeah, Saturday. I don't know. Is that like a little creepy in my opinion? Oh, I can imagine, Frank. Oh no, what kind of project? 157 rolls. God damn, Frankie. God damn. Oh, Frank. Hey. I will be pulling for Blade very, very soon. So if you could give me your streamer luck, that would be fantastic. So that's how we're gonna end the stream, by trying to pull for Blade. Hey, what's good, Oos? Yeah, pulling after I talk about Connecticut. Yeah. Hey, what's good, Oos? Can we give Mirage a shout out? That is my Oos right there. And Mirage, I'm playing our theme song right now. This would be mine and Mirage theme song. 0, Frankie. But Frankie, I do have over 10k Stellar Jades, so I should be fine. What's up, Mirage? I would do it, but I'm still recovering. My voice is still kind of recovering. But how you doing, Mirage? How's your day? How's your day? I'm not gonna lie, Mirage. I kind of wanna. Yeah, I hope you're resting. I hope you rest as well. I heard you beat Final Fantasy 16, so she is. Yeah, I remember searching that. I was just like, oh, that makes sense. So you also met Natasha. Let's go. How you doing, Mirage? By the way, congratulations on beating 16. Oh, interesting. Sorry, I just got a message from someone. Oh, okay, gotcha. I hope you're resting well, dude. You met nice. Where'd you meet her? Where was I? So Saturday, I was walking. Oh, right. So we were doing the naughty scavenger hunt, and the next task. So this was by far the funniest yet kind of most fucked up thing that happened. All the rest of the day, nice. They're like, I need you guys to bring us a furry. Go, right? So like everyone runs out. I'm trying to find a furry. I found this really cool looking one that was like, I need you to come, because like the furry parade was happening on Saturday, right? So I was like, I need you to come with me to the 21 plus room so that, you know, because I'm doing a scavenger hunt. So I explained everything. And the furry's like, oh, I'd love to help you out, but I'm late for the parade. I'm so sorry. He's like, okay, yeah, no, fair. So like, I was like running back, right? And I see this girl who wasn't like in full furry costume, but she had like the paws, she had the cat ears, she had the tail on, and whatnot, right? So I went up to her and I'm just like, okay, this is gonna be a strange question, but miss, do you consider yourself a furry? Right? And she's just like, I actually do, yes, right? I was like, okay, can you do me a tiny favor? Because she wasn't that far from like the 21 plus room, right? And she's like, sure, well, what is it, right? And I'm just like, okay, listen, I'm part of a scavenger hunt that's being ran currently in the 21 plus room right over there. I point to the room. And currently right now our task is to find a furry and bring them back to the people hosting it so my team gets points. Do you mind coming with me to that room? Right? And she's just like, she says nervously like, and then all of a sudden her dad comes and he's all like, do we have a problem here, dude? And I'm like, oh, hi. I'm gonna guess you're with her. I was just asking her if she could come. I'm currently participating in the scavenger hunt for the 21 plus room. He's like, okay. He's like saying that like really weirdly, like what the fuck, right? And I'm like, and I need to bring a furry to them so that my team gets points. So I just needed to bar her for a few seconds, if not 1 minute. And then he's all like, buddy, she's not 21 plus. And I'm like, oh, I am so sorry. Both of you have a really good con. Bye. And I like just ran off in case that guy wanted to fucking beat my ass. Oh my god. That was probably the funniest thing that happened in the fucking whole scavenger hunt, right? Oh god. Hey, I was honest with my intentions, okay, right? I was just getting competitive at that point. So sadly we didn't get a furry. But the next task was actually super interesting. They're all like, all right, we need you to bring us someone in a cosplay that has just armor. They don't have they don't have to have like a helmet on, right? I'd say between 18 and 21 plus now, apparently, right? And they're like, by the way, there's a bonus for this one. For all those that have played Elden Ring, everybody who knows Elden Ring, they know who the Erd Tree is, right? So it's like, if you can find us the guy dressed up in the Erd Tree, you get bonus points. And guess what, motherfucker? I'm the guy who found the Erd Tree first, baby! You know what I mean? And it was kind of funny, because as I was bringing him to the room, like, he and I were, like, genuinely having a good conversation about Elden Ring and how fun the game is and whatnot. He's like, yeah, it's a good game. I haven't beaten it yet because I just keep exploring ever and picking shit up. I was like, dude, same here. He's like, right? You know how it is, right? And every time people would come up to us, they're like, can you come with me? He's like, I'm coming with him, man. And I'm like, attaboy. Erd Tree's with me. You know what I mean? And then you two kiss. Oh. But yeah, so basically, the whole time, it's just a man and his wood, right? Imagine kissing at the con. But sadly, we didn't. And so the last war. So basically, I end up bringing the Erd Tree over, and we get extra points. So the last round was actually really tough. They're all like, "All right, guys, we need you to bring us." We need you to bring us someone cosplayed from Doctor Who, and that was tough. And it's like, and whoever actually does, they get bonus point. They get like double the points. This last round's with double the points. I'm like, oh fuck, right? Sadly, no one did except for one team, and that's how we end up losing. I was like, fuck. I only know what a Dalek looks like, so I'm like, I couldn't find a Dalek. I'm pretty sure there was at least one Dalek, right? But yeah. That was pretty much the funniest thing that happened on Saturday. I got to try, like, American poutine. Not as good as Canadian poutine, but still pretty good, I will say that. Yeah, I was trying to find a Dalek, yeah. I was trying to find, like, a Dalek, because I did see one around the con, but I had no idea where it was. Other than that, what else happened on Saturday? Oh, right, we went to, like, a BDSM panel. No, they didn't, sadly, Mirage. Went to BDSM panel. That was pretty it was actually really chill. I'm just like, huh. Like, no one was being weird about anything. It was actually super duper chill. Like, I was like, okay, you know. But Mel and I left halfway through because we're like, oh, we thought that they were actually gonna, like, show us shit, but they're really just talking about BDSM and how, like, consent is important, of course. That's all good stuff, like, seriously speaking. But we kind of just lost interest and, like, left and watched more cosplay championship wrestling. That's a shame, I know, right, Mirage? And the main event for Saturday night was something called Cosplay Deathmatch. Because Ito's great, okay? But, you know, hang on, one sec, chat. I just need to get back to someone. Cool. Sorry, I just had to get back to that really quickly. Hey, yeah, let's do it. Dude, hell yeah, why the fuck not, right? Mel is currently at work right now, sadly. So basically, here's what ended up happening. So how cosplay deathmatch worked was that basically a bunch of cosplayers, either you're solo or in a group cosplay, and there were a bunch of contestants, right? So how it worked was literally just like, Mel, hey, I'm telling them about cosplay death battle. So how it worked is like, you know, it was basically a cheer off, and then that's how a bracket would work, and then like whoever lost ended up dying. So Tartaglia and Venti ended up losing to Steve from Blue's Clues, and I'm like, even the moment I saw Steve go up on stage, I'm like, you know what? Sorry, Tartaglia, I'm on the Steve side at this point. They got fucking wrecked. They got fucking wrecked, and I'm like, you know what? Steve from Blue's Clues, you win. You know what I mean? And guess who ended up winning that whole thing? It was fucking Steve from Blue's Clues. Mel was dying at me cheering for Tartaglia so hard that when I saw him on stage, she has a fucking video of it, and I'm like, oh my god. It is, yeah, no, that's the thing, Shay. Like, not gonna like strike those folks down by saying like, hey, like they're promoting a good thing. It was super duper chill, like I'm totally with it is what I'm saying, Shay. But just like me and Mel decided just to like leave halfway through because we wanted to check out other things, and like we're slowly losing interest because like it is what it is, right? But I am very much with the fact that like they're promoting, hey, you're gonna do this shit, consent. And you know, don't push past your comfort zone unless you want to, right? So I was just like, I'm very much with that. Like that is completely fine. So yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, cosplay death battle is hilarious because it was like a cheer off, and every time someone died, they would play like any sort of like emo rock or just like old rock and roll, and Mel was dying every time I would sing any of the songs I knew. Oh god. Are you talking to me or Alex, Scott? I was like, you want to come to Toronto? Sure, I'll show you a good time. Why not, right? Yeah, that was like a lot of fun. Tartaglia ended up losing, sadly. You too, of course. Yeah, hell yeah, come through, man, come through. Tartaglia and Venti, it was the funniest thing, like, because how they would introduce them was like, they would like say the funniest things. The guy had a pretty good announcer voice too, and there was like a lot of dad jokes being told as well. At least you want to travel for a bit. Yeah, okay, hey, feel free to come. Hey, Scott, dead seriously, end of September, if you want to come meet not just me but Mel, we can all hang out. If that's possible for you, I'm just saying, bro. End of September, me, you, Mel, and potentially Shadow Walsh can come out, depending on what's going on with him, because I did ask him if he wanted to hang. You have a straight passport, same. I'm like, yeah, you want to hang with me and Mel? Let's fucking do it, right? Because why not, right? So, yeah, that was a hell of a lot of fun. That is where mainly this is coming from. Speaking of me losing my voice, morning voice Ollie definitely apparently hits different for Mel. And when I woke up on Saturday morning, I sounded more like this, you know, like a lot more like solid and a lot more like backed up, right? And Mel was just like, Ollie, don't ever speak to me like that ever again. I was like, why? What's wrong? And she's like, stop, okay? And I was just like, osmanthus wine tastes the same. I did like the whole osmanthus wine line, and Mel fucking lost it. And I was like, do you have any more? I was like imitating him, and Pavis was all like, oh my god, Ollie is Zhongli. I was like, stop. No, I'm not that broke. You know what I mean? I was like, I am not that broke. Stop. I was at one point. Yo, same with Mel. She almost lost it. Terry was dying too, right? Like, he was laughing at that. It was kind of funny. He's like, I would like some Dunkin' Donuts. And Mel's just like, Ollie, shut the fuck up. And like, I died. The whole time I was just talking like that the whole time. That was amazing. Oh god. Well, you guys heard what I sound like. I gave you like a recording, albeit on a shitty microphone, but still. Oh, wait. You're only 4 hours away from Toronto? That's not terrible, actually. That's literally a part-time shift. What the heck? That's amazing. Hell yeah. Come hang out with me and come hang out with me and Mel if you can. Like, actually speaking, we'd love to have you, I'm sure. Let's see here. But like, yeah, Sunday was a pretty chill day. that is when I went to go and what happened Sunday? It was super chill. We went to a hypnotist show, and that was the funniest shit ever. And then we ended up like buying what we needed. And then Mel took me to her favorite restaurant, and then we ended up closing it off with what's it called? With some Mario Party, which apparently I end up winning. I end up winning because I got 5 stars somehow. That's not terrible either. Wow, okay. 6 hours, I'm like, that's also not terrible for a drive. I'm like, that's pretty good. Because I'm pretty sure, Nerpy, I'm pretty sure that's like the distance from Toronto to Montreal. I'm like, that's not bad either. That's pretty good. If I had my own car, I'd love to, right? So like, yeah. Sunday was a super duper chill day. Becca kept telling me to go back to Canada because every time I would get a star, she'd get mad. Oh yeah, for sure, right? Yeah, hell yeah. Right? I'm actually down to plan that one day. Seriously speaking, like, I'd love to plan that out with you guys. Oh yeah. No, dead seriously, you're right. It was so funny. She's like, go back to Canada. And it was funny because every time Mel and I were paired up, the shared brain cell, we'd win every single run. I'm like, let's go. Maybe not quite. That's not as... Okay, Nerpy, that's not as terrible as I thought. 24 hours? That's not terrible, like, seriously speaking, right? And it was kind of funny, though, because, like, Sunday also, like, Mel was checking up on me a lot. I was, like, spacing out a lot, too, because that was also me taking in the fact that, like, shit, this is my last day here. And I'm like... I got a little sad. I was like... So I got, like, a little quiet, right? And Mel's like, are you okay, Ollie? I'm like, yeah, it's just... Not only am I a little tired, it's just, shit, this is my last day here. And she's all like, oh yeah. And like her and I got like a little sad over that. I was like, oh. Her and I were like feeling pretty sad over that. So that whole time, you know, Mel's just like, okay, I'm gonna like see you off. So making Mel sad. Oh, okay. You're in Northwest Ohio. Quebec City is like 8 hours from here. Wait, what the heck? Oh, it's a scream. Okay, gotcha. Got it, Nerpy. So that was like a lot of fun. Yeah. The last day, you know, Mel took me to another one of her favorite coffee places. Thankfully, we did get to spend 1 more hour together because my flight was delayed. And yeah, when she dropped me off at the airport, just like that hug, like neither of us were willing to let go. I was like, and I'm like, I'll message you when I get to Canada and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah. I know, I miss you too. I was like, I got sad. I was like, that was really sad. Like, it was funny because like the car ride there was really quiet, and I was looking at like the Google Maps saying like 30 minutes away from your current location to the airport. I was like, shit, I only have 30 minutes left. Essentially, I was like, this is so sad. You know. And then when I got back, I ended up, you know, like hanging out with my best friend Ryan. He's like, yo, are you available right now? It's like, yeah, you could come over and hang out if you want. So I end up actually getting him like a Hiei poster from Yu Yu Hakusho because that's his favorite character. Quit making Mel sad. Nerpy, quit being this is why I didn't tell you anything. Quit being a troll. I like, quit being a troll. This is why I didn't tell you anything. He needs to come back, Nerpy. Wow, what you talk about? Wow, you're yelling at me making Mel sad. I was like, just gotta move here. Oh God. If only. It was kind of funny though, because like Becca was saying like, you got a lot of options here. I mean, you could marry one of us, you could marry da-da-da, and you know, like, I'm a secret keeping troll. I don't know about that, Nerpy. There's this one, Nerpy, I can prove you wrong with this one piece of evidence. Remember Danganronpa 1? When you dropped what the answer was to Mel? Secret keeping troll, huh? That's all I'm gonna say to that. I ain't gonna say what it was, and I'm like, remember that one case in Danganronpa 1, Nerpy, where you accidentally dropped the answer to Mel? I was like, secret keeping, you say, huh? That's all I'm gonna say. We don't talk about Danganronpa 1. I really liked. Hey, what's up, Blue? How you doing, bro? I was just talking about my adventures in CT with Mel, and that was a lot of fun. Her cats really liked me. Blue, how are you? Mods, can we give a shout out to Blue as well? But yeah, no, seriously, guys. Connecticut's a lot of fun, especially if you love a small town with a lot of good-ass food. Only? You're what, Illinois? That's not too bad. I'm in Toronto, so. Oh no, what's wrong, Blue? I heard, okay, hey, Blue, I heard that you hurt your back. Are you taking care of yourself? Like, Mel told me you hurt your back. Like, are you good? Like, what happened? I was actually gonna ask about that, dude. And while you take care of that, I'm gonna use the washroom really quick, so I will be right back. All right. How did you hurt yourself this time, Blue? Let's see. Your medicine? I got more to pick up today. I am. Yeah, I was gonna say it's the job. So, hold on, Blue, what happened? Like, because I remember Mel's like, oh my god, did you hear that Blue broke his back? I was like, what? How? That was literally me. I was like, what happened, dude? Also, Scott, if you're still in chat, my friend, I was gonna say, so going back to Talthar's point, like Becca was basically saying, like, you have a lot of options here if you want to move to the States. It's like, oh, I do, right? So like, I was like, I keep telling Mel, I was just like, yo, it's still a possibility I could come here. Look at what I do. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking streamer. I'll probably end up like, I don't know. I have a lot of American viewers at the same time, right? So, Scott, if you can do me a tiny favor, the stream where you were watching the video of me surprising Mel. Can you give me, do you know the timestamp to that? Because I want to see that. Because, like, I want to see your reaction to it. Because I saw Mirages already. You're on your forklift. Papers for my trail fell off. That's it? Oh, that's just age at that point, damn. But, like, for real, Blue, like, I am actually doing my very, like, I don't know if I'm weird for doing this, guys, but, like, I saw what my buddy Ryan went through. He's in his 30s, and, like, he keeps telling me, he's like, dude, start stretching out your lower back now because that will help you so much in the long run. So like, you don't have to do the shit I'm doing. Is it weird that I do my very best to, like, stretch my lower back every morning so it doesn't end up like that? Because I'm like, oh, that's what happened. I was like, okay, so yeah, I was like, I'm trying to get into the habit of that. It's tough. Sometimes I miss it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, right? So I want to see that, Scott. And as we see that, you know what? Let's get some Star Rail ready. Why not? Let's pull for Blade. So we're gonna do that. Star Rail. We're gonna switch it up to Star Rail a little bit. I need everybody to give me their luck because I'm gonna pull for Blade, even though I have like more than enough for him, I'd say. And I swear, if I don't get him, I'm gonna be really sad. Let's pull this up right now. Oh, it's not weird. Okay, I thought I was the only one who like felt that. I was like, is it weird that like, you know, I do that? So I'm waiting for Star Rail to load for a bit. All right, should be fine. Let's see here. Star Rail, let's turn off the music for now. Okay, so that's so weird. So I guess, does my controller just not work then? Oh, no. Okay. I guess we're just gonna do it mouse and keyboard then. Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, just take care of yourself. Be careful, man. Because I know you have a very, like, physically demanding job. Fishy, Frank, and anybody else who plays Star Rail. Scott, give me your luck right now. James, too. Give me the good luck so that I could get Blade. Like, hopefully, like, this will go well. Thank you, thank you. Because I'm trying to get Blade. That's all I'm literally doing. Let's see if we get him tonight. Okay. So Bleh. Oh, hell yeah. Claim all. Hey, okay, we get more shit. Good, good. What's assignments again? I mean, do you guys... Oh, right. I did send out my characters. We're gonna dispatch again. Why not? 20 hours. Claim. Yeah, dispatch again. Claim. Dispatch again. Yep. I'm just gonna do all this shit first. Let's see if we can get... Let's see if we can get Blade. I'm sure we can. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, they have every right to beat your ass, bro. Like, take care of yourself, man. Be careful with that shit. Seriously. Oh, I heard about this. I'm just getting past all, like, the stuff right now. How long is this lasting for? Oh, I got time. Okay, cool. Brilliant fixation. That's his light cone, of course. Nice. Okay, cool. We got Herda contracts. Cool. I'm just taking away all the stuff I got. Yeah, for real. Take care of yourself. Gift of Odyssey. Hey! A freebie. Let's go. I'll take the freebie. Why not? I'll do the tutorials later. Version info, sure. Oh, okay. It'll just do that. Fine. Oh, yeah. You get to also... Let's talk with some people here. All right. After some thought, I think I should tell you this. Oh, yeah. No, I know you do. After all, you've already helped us so much thus far. I renewed the contract with May. As far as the level of service is concerned, May is not quite there. Oh, this is for the fucking... I was a traffic cop for a fucking side quest. But admittedly, I am not a perfect employer either. The important thing is that I'm not going to dwell on unfair price anymore. May showed me my family a sincerity that can never be bought with money. I don't want to let her down. Thank you again, and I wish you all the best. Same to you too. Oh, it's a new quest. Cool. Oh, what's up, Serval? Soraya, hey, I want to ask you, did the Silvermane guards talk to you lately? Reply ASAP, very urgent. No, why? Okay. I love that. I screwed up. Oh, no! A while ago, I thought it occurred to me I had installed an automaton chainsaw on a vehicle. When then I stepped on the accelerator, there must be some structural design flaw. The chainsaw shot out and shattered a window on the Klipoth fort. Silvermane guards are conducting an all-out manhunt as we speak. If they ask you, remember to say that you don't know anything. Thanks. Your secret's safe with me. I like Serval. I'll be a homie. Why not? Thank you so much. Okay. I love the fact that you could just talk to the characters. Hey, thank you, Serval. Talk later. Bye. Thank you for the free Stellar Jade. Achieved. Sure. Yoink. Almost it, right? And especially in a game like this. I'm just trying to get all the Stellar Jades I can before I do anything. Oh, yeah, this is new. Okay. Hello, pretty lady, right? I want to get her. I don't know how Yukong is, but I'll see, right? Because apparently I could claim her, right? So that's fine. Tutorials. Oh, this again? Did I not, like, check over these? Oh, I guess not. Because I was like, these are old, I guess. Nameless Honor is the, Oh! Oh! I mean... Oh. I was just like, what is that for? Let's see. There we go. Cool. Alright. Oh, is that it? Navigate. That's completely fine. Cool. Alright. Here we go, guys. Let's see if we could get Bladey. Just sent you the VOD? Okay. I'll watch it after I pull for Blade. Alright. We're doing it, guys. Let's see if we could get Blade. That's fine. Do it. It's probably going to be purple. This is the first 10 pulls. Here we go, boy. Do we get Blade or not? We're going to see. Okay, that's fine. Who do we get instead? I'm curious. Because I will E1 someone else. Cool. Garbage. 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 Garbahe. Okay. You know, I'll take that. Garbage. 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 No. Okay, cool. So that's 10. We still have a lot left, so I think we'll be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Don Hung Light Code. Yeah, I already have it on, I believe on Don Hung, funny enough. So now we're at pity 20 at this point. Let's see. What do we get? What do we get, boy? Alright, that's fine. Expected, expected. Nope. 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 Garbage, garbage. We're gonna be at 30 after this. Oh, Arlen, is he any good? Like, honestly speaking, guys, is Arlen any good? He kind of reminds me of like Blade. I don't know. Not Blade. Sorry. Fuck. What? Razor. Razor. I'll stab Blade, please, Fishy. Well, I can at least E1 Arlen then. All right. Let's see. Over here. Okay, this is 30 pity. Never use him. Okay. I don't know why he kind of gives me like Razor vibes. Is that just me? God damn it. So I can't tell. That's 30. Okay. Cool. Come on, baby. Yeah, no, this is all garbage. Garbage. Wait, you know what? What do we get? Oh! Fucking, Su Shang. I don't use her. Is she any good? I might try her one day. Let's see. Come on, this is 40 now. Oh, Blade. Don't make me waste all of it on Kafka, because I want Kafka still. Let's see here. I knew it. Ah, come on. Come on. We're at 40. Because I still have a lot of stuff to get Kafka, like a lot of missions, so I'm not worried about like getting it all again, because I really want Kafka. I know, right? We're gonna be at 50 after this pull. Cool. Yoink. I'm not worried about like not having enough for Kafka in my opinion. So now we're at 50. I got Luoch at 28, which still makes me laugh in my opinion. Come on, baby! Come on! Don't you do this to me, game. Okay, Natasha. I use Natasha. That's great. Okay. Come on. Come on. No. 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 Hey! Let's go, baby! There he is. There he is. Yes! At 50 pulls, that's not bad. Let's go. Ooh, shared feeling. What's this? Hey, I'm gonna stop pulling there because I want to use the rest for Kafka, so I'm good. What's this actually? Stellar Warp, character trial. I mean, you know what? Oh, I didn't know there were character trials for each of these people. Okay, that's even better. Just as I was about to give you a hug. Yes, I have Blade, baby. There he is. All right, I'll turn this off, and to end stream. I want to see Scott's reaction to this shit. So let me pull up Discord real quick. Thank you guys so much. I got Blade, baby. Let's go. And I also got a Natasha along with him because I still use Natasha. Oh yeah, it's over. Pavis is just a natural born hater for Star Rail, but she secretly wants to play because of Welt mainly. Why are we ending with you? Because why not? Because I want to see your reaction to this shit. I was like, I'm curious, man. I'm super duper curious because it's like. Yeah, today was more of like a chill, laid back stream, but like by Friday, guys, I promise we will get back into the flow of things. Like, sure, Pavis. I was like, that's a little hard to believe. All right, perfect. Visit site. Okay. Fucking, there's ads. I'm just gonna let that play. It's an ad of a fucking lizard getting his tail chopped off, so we're gonna wait for that. Oh man, thank you guys all so much for coming through today. Seriously, I'm very, very flattered. Honestly, and thank you, Chroma, for the raid. Thank you for the anonymous to Miss Skulls, Chapuis for the thing as well, and Chapuis and Mirage for the sub as well. Oh, we're back. Perfect. So let's take this out. Let's switch over to this. Here we go. Let's widescreen it. Oh God, Scott. Here we go. You guys could hear that, right? Because he's like fully up right now. I love this, by the way.
Oh, it's wholesome.
Is that Nerfy? It is. I love he's like, it's wholesome.
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh. You're gonna look it up? Okay. You know what? Let's just switch back to just chatting real quick.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, Scott, I'm just watching your reaction, just like looking at it. That's so funny. I was actually about to message you saying check Discord on during the stream, Scott, but then you were ending. I was like, oh shit, okay. Scott, I absolutely love this like little thing over here too, by the way. I don't know who did that for you, but that's amazing. I was gonna be like, you're streaming though.
My gosh.
Oh. Oh.
I know I'm streaming.
Scott.
I'm watching it.
I'm surprised you didn't pull it up on stream. Like, that's what Mirage did. I hear me. I love it. Scott, it's so good. Nappy, now you're not watching it with ads anymore.
Okay, that's...
Right? No, that's fair. That's fair. I wouldn't have minded.
That's all the bad times. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, Scott, if I legitimately worried you. I was like, oh, I feel bad because I'm like, oh no. Oh God.
Gosh, that's hilarious.
Oh man, I haven't seen Mel's face go so red so fast. It was amazing. Oh God.
Gosh, that was amazing.
No, you're good. I was like, nah, when it comes to financial stuff, I'm actually doing okay despite my situation. I'm trying to make the best of it. That's literally what it is. Because honestly speaking, guys, like when it comes to like the financial stuff, sorry, wrong button. When it comes to financial stuff, like, dude, like I have been saving since fucking high school. Like, I've been saving, like, I've always had like a rainy day fund that I'd mainly use for anything. Since high school, right? So that's why I'm able to like do all these things. But of course, at the same time, I don't want to abuse that, like constantly use it, which is why I'm like, I do my best to be as frugal as I can. Obviously, there's some times where you have to drop money, like something unexpected happens, you know? And yeah, guys, I will legit come see y'all. Yeah, dude, Mel is trying to make it here for, the 21st of September to the 1st of October. That's like her time frame of being here. So if you could come during any of those days, we will come through for you. We will. But everybody, thank you all so much. I will say I missed you all very, very much. I love you all very, very much. Thank you so much for waiting on me. Thank you so much for being super duper patient. And thank you so much for just listening to me chat my bullshit and talk about, you know, my CT stories and my adventures with the lovely Mel Strife. All of you are, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking say it. You guys are the best community ever. Not gonna give you guys up for anything else in the fucking world, not even for fucking Pokemon's numbers or anybody else's numbers out there, because, well, at the end of the day, ooh, okay. But here's the thing, Scott. Mel's waiting on the passport card to come through, and she's hoping to get it for mid-August, right? She's hoping to get it for mid-August. And then she'll book the time off. So that's her plan right now. But yeah, dude, I will call off stream to hang out with you guys. I don't care, because like everyone knows, like, oh, they're hanging out together, so it's completely fine. I will call off stream to hang out with you guys. That's a Friday, so I could completely come through for that. So thank you guys, seriously. Best community ever, because I don't want to just see each of you guys as just a number at the end of the day. Even if they were like, if I was to blow up somehow, I still want to keep all those who have like talked to me and gotten to know me personally, like close to right here at the end of the day. I do everything with this as well. You're only a number. Your name is Alec. You are Meldroid17. That's you. I'm only a number. Got it. But for real, guys, yeah, fucking love you too, Alex. Thank you so much for being patient. Sorry for those who I have genuinely scared. I'm very, very glad that I could do this for you every single time I'm up here. Sorry it's not the usual like sort of gaming stream where I'm usually balls to the wall energetic, but I wanted a bit more of a chill time. I was actually thinking of going more into like a just chatting sort of like segment kind of thing if I want to, depending on the days I'm feeling. Because like I like getting to know you guys a lot more at the end of the day. Because, well, you guys are family at this point, honestly speaking, and I might not be able to see you just because I'm all the way in the Great White North every time. Still, my point stands. But love you guys regardless. Thank you so much for being an awesome community. Thank you for taking care of me in different ways, whether it's mental health or just like checking up on me or just being awesome as you guys usually are. You guys are fantastic. You guys are amazing. I could say a whole bunch of shit, but you know what? I usually do my shtick, but at the end of the day, you know where to find me. Twitter, well, sorry, not Twitter, X. As I say, X. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Here, I have a Discord. Hey, !mark socials if you want to find me there. I have a music group called Teachild, which makes very similar music to the people playing in the background. This song is called Double Dragon by LMC, so feel free to search that up. Thank you, Mirage, for showing me this song, because it fucking slaps harder than my mom at a barbecue. What? But at the end of the day, keep being yourselves, keep being awesome. Anally probed by aliens, let's see, I consider you a friend of... Oh, thank you, Scott. You know what, Scott can confirm, or even Mel can confirm when they come up here, they can confirm if you get anally probed by aliens. You know what, I'm also glad, Pavis, that I got really educated when it came to your presidential sort of system. Like, I heard that Abraham Lincoln was the one who said, fuck bitches, get money. And I've been living my life like that ever since. And Teddy Roosevelt also said, you know, you can't see me. Fucking... Who else? George Washington said, what was it called? Don't put it in crazy. Like, I've been living by your American, you know, American presidents for the longest time, and they've gotten me this far. So I'm very, very glad about that. Honest Abe for the fucking... Right? Exactly. He's being serious. Fuck bitches, get money. I mean, that's how you gotta live your life. But seriously, guys, thank you for everything. I'm currently looking for a raid target. Who are we gonna raid out to? You know what? Let's raid Miss Lioness Curls, because she's one of my best friends on this platform. And I still need to, like, tell her about this whole fucking thing.
Okay. I read it too quickly.
Let's go see what's up with her. All right, guys. I need you to spam the first one if you're not subbed, the second one if you are, and I will see you guys Friday for some Final Fantasy 16.
You know I'm gonna butcher this, right?
Thank you all so much for listening to my bullshit. Thank you so much for just being yourselves, for being amazing. Stay awesome, stay healthy, keep hydrated, keep healthy, be healthy. Surprise your friends if you have the money.
I am wholesome.
And I love you all very much. Live your life with your heart open, and not be afraid to show who you really are. Love you guys. Bye.
That's a new record.